Chapter 30A, Section 20, notice is hereby given that the Zoning Board of Appeals is meeting tonight, Wednesday, December 20th, 2023, at 7 p.m. in Meeting Room 124, 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, Mass. Additional public access to this meeting shall be done via Zoom online video conferencing. This application will allow users to view the meeting, provide comments during allocated windows, to join, follow the web link, or call the dial-in number listed on the Town of Norfolk website. Please be advised that this meeting will be audio and video recorded for future rebroadcast by the Norfolk Community Television Alternative to Zoom. NCTV live streams all town meetings on their YouTube channel, youtube.com, Norfolk Cable. Well, welcome. Thank you all for coming. We will try to make this as quick and painless as possible, seeing it being almost the holidays. The weekend is fastly approaching, and I have not done all my Christmas shopping.
Okay.
Okay. But I am not going out afterwards to go get one. I will leave that up to the rest of the week.
So we're going to start with 1 Alice.
We are going to start with 1 Alice Avenue. Is anybody here?
I'm going to do the reading of the...
Yep.
Okay.
Read the notice.
All right, so notice is hereby given in accordance with Chapter 48 of the Massachusetts General Laws and all amendments thereto, that a public hearing is scheduled to be held by the Norfolk Zoning Board of Appeals on Wednesday, December 20th, 2023 at 7:01 p.m. in Room 124 at the Norfolk Town Hall, 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, Mass. 02056. Peter Petruchik has requested a special permit pursuant to Chapter 40A, Section 10 of the Massachusetts General Laws and any as amended, and Section 310-6.5A of the Norfolk zoning bylaws to allow the construction of an above-ground pool deck to be 41.7 feet from the front yard setback instead of the required 50 feet. Property is located 1 Alice Ave, Assessors Map 21, Block 58, Lot 2, and is in the R2 zoning district.
So we have,
Do we have anybody here from 1 Alice?
Hi,
Hi.
I am Pete.
The owner, or
I am the owner, yep. Happy
you
to
have a
help.
pool already there?
I do,
Right.
I do.
So this is Peter?
Yes.
Okay, hi,
Yes.
Peter.
Hi, guys.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, we need to make a motion.
I move that we open the ZBA meeting for this evening, December 21.
Second.
20. December 20th. Mercy.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Can
Okay.
do roll call because of Zoom, do we?
No,
no,
there's
your own
nobody
person.
on Zoom.
Yeah,
Okay.
your own person, so. All right.
Peter?
Yes,
welcome.
thank you.
We will give you the floor and let us know exactly what you're looking to do.
Okay.
We've seen the pictures and the diagrams. The pool is already in?
It is.
Okay. All right, go for it.
Okay, so, hello, everyone. My name's Pete Petruchik, live at 1 Alice Ave. So as you can see on the drawing, 2 years ago, we put an above-ground pool in. It's 23 by 12. We had to kind of shoehorn it into the backyard based on the fact that we're on a corner lot on Main and Alice. And then, to meet all the setbacks. And then additionally, with the septic system being if you're looking at the property on the right-hand side, with the above-ground pool, we now have 9 little grandchildren. So they love the pool. They're in it all the time, but it's pretty challenging to kind of keep an eye on them unless we're all in the pool.
Can I hold you for a second?
Sure.
You read the motion in
Yes.
before we actually opened the meeting?
Correct.
Is that not
You
kosher
called the meeting
tonight?
to order, didn't you?
We did call the meeting to order.
Yeah.
Are we good with that? Or
Yeah, we opened
should he
it.
read it back in again?
No, you don't need a vote to open, you as the chair call the meeting
All
to
right,
order.
we're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's try and be.
We're a little out of order.
That's
Try to be a little more
Okay.
efficient
We'll
that
try
next
to be a
Totally
little
get
bit
it.
quicker.
Call the meeting to order.
So anyway, so having the 9 little grandchildren, it's pretty challenging. It's 52 inches high to see them. So we're hoping to put a approximately 19 by 10 foot deck on if you're again looking at the property on the left side, the Main Street side, so that we can have an area to sit and view and see the kids and, be able to help if we need to from a safer area. On that side, I think it meets all the setbacks on 3 sides except for within the 50-foot section on the Main Street side. So it's 40, obviously you can see it's 41 feet from the line on Main Street. So that's the basic reason that we're here for this.
Okay.
So now, yeah, I'll fill in
right.
the rest of it for you.
All right, go ahead. Fill in the rest of it. I thought there was something that we did with the corner lots. Or we've been talking about doing something.
Sort of, kind of.
Okay. Hold that.
No. I'm all good.
Yeah, so at the November 14th town meeting, we amended the zoning bylaw for accessory buildings to apply for special permits to vary the side, rear, and front setbacks.
Okay.
So that's how, so we didn't technically amend the corner lots, but we created a new provision to be able to go for a special permit
Okay.
as opposed to.
A variance.
As opposed to a variance.
Gotcha.
So that passed at the November town meeting. It's been forwarded to the Attorney General's office on November 16th. They have 90 days to review it, report back to the town, which puts it at February 16th. Discussed it with town council. Because zoning bylaws are retroactive to town meeting, it's, once to hear from the AG, it goes back to town meeting, so it would be in place. So there's really kind of two things.
Okay.
Two options. One is, if you're comfortable, you could hear it all and render a decision tonight, later at the end.
Yep.
They would be technically going at risk because we haven't heard back from the AG. Second option, which probably makes a little more sense because this is a spring project, is hear all the testimony, continue it to January, gives us a little more time. We probably would hear back from the AG, even if we had to go to February, worst case. Still matches up with a spring timeline, so.
I mean, honestly, is there any way of
Oh, yeah.
bringing that down just so we can see where the upper street, the rear street is?
Yeah.
Main Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Main Street is right there.
So your address is Alice Ave?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay,
The house does face Alice.
okay. Huh, interesting. And side lots normally are 15, right?
25.
25?
Yeah.
So you meet that in the back, but you don't meet that on that side.
Yeah, it meets all the setbacks except for the 2 front yard setbacks, which will be the next, well, not the next one, but the one after that. Same circumstance.
Clarification, though, when you say 2 front yard setbacks, why is it 2?
Corner lot, Alice Ave and
Okay.
Main
okay,
Street.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's fine there.
And the pool had, met the requirements, it's just we had to pretty much shoehorn it in and kind of put it that way. We could only face it one way.
Yeah, you can't put it on the other side because of the septic system.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
So it's all fenced in there.
It is,
I
yeah.
was gonna ask you, are you adding any fencing?
Nope, we don't need to. It's got a 8-foot fence all around.
Anybody have
Even
any
around
other
the deck?
questions?
I'm sorry, yeah, even around the deck, there's gonna be a fence?
There will not be there. It'll be raised. There'll be a security gate as you step up to go up.
Anybody in the audience have any questions? Any abutters here? Do we have any abutter questions or non-questions? No?
I was just going to say that, normally in these situations, especially when it was applied for as a variance,
Right.
we would do everything we could to see if there was another way to do this.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, the septic's on the other side, so it's
no, I
sort of-
understand that, so I mean, it becomes issues like that where there's a limitation. And how big is this deck going to be?
10 by 19. The pool itself is
So it's only
20.
10 feet going towards the front?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Which pretty much keeps it kind of limited.
Yeah, and honestly, the front yard setback would be 50 normally, right?
Yes.
And the house on Alice Ave is only 31 feet. The setback.
Of the
So
actual
it doesn't meet the setback anyway on the front of the house.
No, bear in mind, this lot was created before the zoning was
Right.
implemented in town,
It's a
so,
whole lot. Yep.
Kind of like mine.
yeah, like yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
on
like
the
yours.
street.
Just like yours.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy that we have
Everything's
this new
variance.
opportunity to do these by special permit.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that we always still are concerned about setting precedences, about the distances and things like that, and the, let's call it the variances or the changes to the setback we give it.
Well, so that's why now with the process you have, it's based on findings on impact to neighborhood.
Right.
Right.
Harmony and content with the bylaw, so
Right.
hardship goes out,
Yeah.
which is the whole purpose of making that change, so.
Right.
I think we can just deliberate after we close this hearing, but if we don't have anything else here, do you have anything else you want
No,
to say? Peter?
I don't. Thank you.
It's very clear.
And,
We can discuss
and what
that.
about the end of deciding if we wait until February to make the final decision, or do we?
I think let's discuss
Sure.
whether this is okay,
Mhm.
and then we can, if it's not, then we can discuss about February and not necessarily closing it.
Okay,
All right, but let's do that.
okay, I agree.
Peter,
So if we vote-
when do you expect
if-
to?
if we voted
Given the
favorably-
go-ahead, when would you expect to put it in anyway?
Hopefully first thing in the spring.
Yeah, in the spring,
Yes,
right.
exactly.
So there's plenty of time.
Right.
Oh, yeah, there's
What's your-
plenty of time.
What's the
And
question?
the point was gonna be that if we voted favorably tonight or whenever,
Yep.
I don't think a building permit would issue until the
Yeah, it wouldn't be till, but
Attorney
there's
General
really,
approved it.
honestly, there's no compelling rush for
No.
you technically tonight, nor for Peter,
Yep.
really. It's like,
I mean, we could make a motion to,
you could close the hearing and make a decision next month,
Yeah,
if you want.
yeah,
when we get the
We
AG.
can talk about it, and we can talk about it
Oh.
tonight if we have time too.
yeah.
All right,
Even if you close the hearing tonight and wanted to wait till, just say, in February to render a decision, it's still within the 90 days after you close the public hearing to issue a decision. So you got a lot of flexibility here in terms of,
Okay.
Yeah, so if the AG came back negatively, we get a new
Have to do a
application anyway for a variance.
Right.
That's what we'd get.
yeah, you have to get a new application for everything, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or we render a decision tonight, and if it's favorable, it's done,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
right.
you know? And then-
Correct.
so it comes down to, do we want to close the
And
hearing?
how long does that stay open or give them time to put the deck up? Like,
Oh, a
if we
year.
make a
It'd be a
decision-
year.
1 year? Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's,
So, I mean, that's my,
Yeah,
so it's really kind of in Peter's hands, so to speak. Do you want to?
He wants it for this year. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
No, I know he wants it for tonight. Do you want
I'm
to take?
thinking, yeah, because
Keep our
if,
docket clean.
I would say keep our docket clean
Keep our docket clean and give
Yeah.
the gentleman a decision.
and give them a decision
Yeah.
tonight,
Who
Yeah.
knows?
so.
All right, so then, if
We'll
that's the
close
case, you want to close the
Close the
hearing.
hearing then,
Yeah,
all right.
that should be
So let me
good.
do this. All right, I'll make a motion that we close the hearing for 1 Alice Avenue for the application for a special permit for the construction of an above-ground pool deck to be 41.7 feet from the front yard setback instead of the required 50 feet.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
I appreciate it.
Good information you gave us, too. Appreciate that. All right, we have
Good.
5 Cottage
number
Court.
5 Cottage Court, a variance. Come on up, move up into the hot seat. We're gonna give Joe a minute to read it in.
Yes, of course. Notice is hereby given in accordance with Chapter 48 of the Massachusetts General Laws and all amendments thereto that a public hearing is scheduled to be held by Norfolk Zoning Board of Appeals on Wednesday, December 20th, 2023 at 7:05 PM in Room 124 at Norfolk Town Hall, 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, Mass. 02056. Thomas Burkhart has requested 2 variances pursuant to Chapter 40A, Section 10 of the Massachusetts General Laws as amended in Section 310-5.1 of the Norfolk zoning bylaws. 1, to allow the alteration or enlargement of the pre-existing side deck on the home with a 41-foot front yard setback instead of the required 50 feet. The required 50 feet front yard setback, and 2, to allow the alteration or enlargement of a pre-existing non-conforming 3-season porch to usable interior space from 25-foot rear yard setback to 18.2 feet. Property is located at 5 Cottage Court, Assessors Map 3, Block 6, Lot 8, and is in the R2 zoning district.
Mr. Chair?
It's the same type of,
So in reality,
You have a
what,
the planner has a question.
Simple question.
Sure.
Or made a request. Why don't we recess this, open the other two, because one's at 7:10, 7:15, and then recess them and come back to this, and then you can,
I see what you're saying.
you know,
All right.
is that
Can we
I can do
make a
it.
motion
Oh,
to
okay.
recess?
recess,
All right.
Just so we can read the hearings in.
the other two, and then we'll go to the next two after that.
All right, I'll make a motion that we recess the application for 2 variances at 5 Cottage Court, so we can read in the additional hearing notices.
All right, let's,
Second.
Second?
all in favor?
aye.
Aye. Okay.
Make a motion for 14 Keeney Pond Road.
Okay.
Is anybody here from 14 Keeney
They're
Pond?
they're online.
They're on
Read the,
Zoom?
read the
Okay.
notice
You have to open
first.
Okay, I gotta read the
We're gonna
notice.
open it.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure somebody was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yep.
what's the sense?
Okay, so notice hereby given in accordance with Chapter 48 Massachusetts General Laws and all amendments thereto that a public hearing is scheduled to be held by the Norfolk Zoning Board of Appeals on Wednesday, December 20th, 2023, at 7:10 PM in Room 124 at Norfolk Town Hall, 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, Mass. 02056. John Weddleton, Preserve Phase, I'll repeat that. John Weddleton, Preserve Phase 2 LLC, has requested a special permit pursuant to Chapter 40A, Section 9 of the Massachusetts General Laws and is amended in Section 310-7.6 of the Norfolk zoning bylaws to allow the construction of an accessory building on the corner lot within 50-foot front yard setback. Property is located at 14 Keeney Pond Road, Assessors Map 14, Block 41, Lot 66, and is in the R2 zoning district.
Very good.
Recess that.
Now we need to recess that.
Okay,
Mr. Weddleton, if you're here, thank you.
okay.
We're gonna recess you
I'm
for a
gonna make
little bit.
so I'm gonna make a motion that we recess the hearing for 14 Kinney Pond Road for the application of special permit, so we can read in the additional hearing notices.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now you get to read
All right, we have
160.
one more, 160
Okay.
Seekonk Street, special permit.
Notice hereby given in accordance with Chapter 48 Massachusetts General Laws, a public hearing will be held by Norfolk Zoning Board of Appeals, Norfolk Zoning Board of Appeals on December 20th, 2023 at 7:15 PM in Room 124, Norfolk Town Hall, 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, Mass. Relative to pursue special permit and variances for property located at 160 Seekonk Street in Norfolk, Mass. The applicant, Mary Despasquale, is requesting a special permit pursuant to Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 48, Section 9 is amended, and Section 310-4.2, 310 amended, 1 Schedule of Use Regulations for a commercial kennel, and is also requesting variances pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 40A, Section 10, and Norfolk zoning bylaws, Section 310-7.6C, 3 from Section 310-4.2, 310 amend 1 Schedule of Use Regulations to allow the commercial kennel to be less than 500 feet from neighboring dwellings. Reference Assessors Map 23, Block 76, Lot 16, in the R3 zoning district. Application materials can be viewed on the town website.
Another motion, recess
Take
that.
another motion to recess that.
All right, so I'll make a motion that we recess the hearing for 160 Seekonk Street for the application for a commercial kennel.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now back to Cottage Court.
All right, so now, back to 5 Cottage Court,
Take a motion to read.
we'll take a motion to
Yeah, I apologize for the
recess.
reading of that last one. The,
I move that we
Right
open
up
5
little-
Cottage Court.
yeah, there's a little hiccup in there that threw me
do I
off.
hear a second?
What?
To open 5
Oh, yeah,
Cottage Court.
I'll second that, to open the,
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. All right.
I think we followed protocol right that
Yes.
time.
Good evening. I'm Tom Burkhardt. I'm the owner of 5 Cottage Court. So here again, we was looking for two different items. The first one is the on the backside. It was an existing 3 Seasons porch that we were looking to convert to interior living space. The interior of the house, it's a smaller footprint. The main house that you can see right in front of the 3 Seasons porch, that is about approximately like 420 square feet. And then to the right, there's a family room, only 1 story, that's around 500 square feet. So as far as like a family of four, I have an 8 and a 4-year-old. Bless you. We were just looking to be able to utilize that additional space for it to function more appropriately for our lifestyle. As far as the second item, and again, it was already a pre-existing non-conforming structure, and at this point, it's at 18 feet to the back set point, backyard set line, if I'm saying that correctly. Everything behind me is, if you were to look at that locust map, it is basically the backyard woodsy area of the Miller Street residence that we are friends with. So right back and almost at that peak that you're looking at. So it's all in their backwooded area. They have a little barn that's behind their house. So that's our house right there facing towards their backwooded area. And we have a barn structure to the right-hand side. In between those two, that's where our septic system is. And right at the right side, the east side of the barn is right where the floodline zone is as well. So what I didn't know after doing this is our property actually goes very far into the woods, but it's all unusable. And to the right side, these 3 lots, it's all Norfolk. It's owned by Norfolk Housing Authority, so it's all conservation land. We have a hunter that keeps showing up during his time frame, and he parks right there and he takes off. So my son's always looking for the hunter. And then the second part is the extension of the deck off of the existing deck. Our lot, if you were to go back to if you were to zoom back out, sorry. So the deck on the right-hand side, on the east side, that is all existing. But the way our lot is all set up, that's all woodsy area that way, so there's no usable space for us. The way we entertain and play is out in the front yard. There's nothing to use in the back. So everything faces the front, and right where that 5-foot extension would be, that's as basically a walkway to get over there, there's a large picture window, which a sliding glass door is where we would like to have that place. So everything is facing where we're always entertaining and always playing and doing our thing that way. So I think that's the gist of it, if you have any specific questions about it.
So I understand that the Three Seasons porch is already there, already in
Yes,
existence, correct?
correct,
You're not
yes.
changing the footprint of that or anything?
So it does extend, I think, if I remember correctly, like 3 feet, something like that.
So it is changing.
Yes.
What's the purpose for the change?
Again, just the footprint of how it would actually function with the floor plan itself.
Okay.
Can you just clarify the 3-foot extension? I think I see it, but I just want me, can you point to it maybe a little?
So it's like, where you see,
I'm sorry to make you get up that way.
Right,
it goes like this.
yeah,
Right.
right there, right.
So it connected right over here, this way.
So the 3 foot is actually
Like a filling.
going towards the garage.
Right, so there's a deck right here.
So you're not making the setback any worse. So in other words, your setback now isn't 21 feet. It's
Right.
18.
It's
Correct.
18. That's correct as
And it's the
shown.
same on the front part too, because
Okay.
this would have been 46 feet as far as
Yeah.
for the front part.
Yeah.
So is there anything there in that 5 foot? Is there like a walkway there or something? Is there a front door or something on the
There's a door
outside?
that goes right here. Yeah. It goes right there.
Okay, now on the other
On
one,
the other side.
on the other side where you're putting the 5 foot deck extension on there?
Right, so
Is there a front door or another door there?
a sliding glass door
A sliding glass, okay. Not to the deck, but to the front of the house?
to the front of the house, yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. Is there a set of stairs there now? Or?
No, there's nothing there.
So you have a sliding glass door to grass? Is there a step down?
No, so it originally had the balcony, it just had like the rails that just kind of, like almost like if you were in a high-rise building.
Oh, really?
It has like
Oh,
has it like that.
so you
Okay.
couldn't actually go anywhere.
Right, correct.
Step out. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Interesting.
So that's what has been created to
So
go
you're
across.
making it a functional, you're making it functional so you can walk out.
Correct, yeah. It originally was a big picture window.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
That was actually wider than 6 feet.
Gotcha. Got it.
So no, so the end up being here is that where are you with the building? Because originally this came as a zoning violation.
Right,
This
so,
came here.
Trying to get at just to.
so the 3 season has already been enclosed, and that's why I've already been working with Commissioner Bullock and the other, with Paul and Peter and Lou. So we already have all of our sign-offs on the inside, and he's coming for the insulation inspection tomorrow. So again, I had a rough start with this, bad advice, and then that's when again, Bob has been very, very helpful as far as laying out the steps and helping me navigate my whole way through this. So I'd like to say that we're on a very good relationship. He was there on Monday during the storm. He's coming back tomorrow. So everything's been positive moving forward. He honestly has been a great source of information and helping me forward with everything.
Which, let me ask you a question, if I can. Is, on the deck that's gonna be enclosed, is it only a, I didn't look at the bylaw, but is it only a variance request because of the small addition, not the alteration itself? Because he's altering a pre-existing non-conforming, but then he's making a slight addition to it.
Yeah, so you're not, let me see. So you're not going any closer to that the rear line?
Yeah, no.
It's just going horizontally?
So he's expanding a pre-existing non-conforming.
Yeah.
So that non-conformity is probably,
It probably
Increasing.
triggered this, is what.
yeah, but not just, what I'm trying to find is
No, I know what
distinguish.
you're saying.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
distinguish, it's not just I'm not sure just not the alteration would trigger it, but the alteration with the small addition.
So if that's the case, actually it would be a special permit, not a variance.
That's
Under
kind
the old bylaw,
right.
That's what I'm thinking,
yeah.
for that portion of this.
I mean, part of it makes me think we're just trying to make these two places legal.
Yeah, I think
They
so.
were, as if they weren't there to begin with. So,
But they,
Right.
right.
So,
So if you're altering a pre-existing non-conforming, well, let's take away that small little piece you're adding on.
5-foot piece.
Yeah,
so under the new bylaw that just passed, the.
He's not a corner lot.
No, but we also changed the non-conforming,
Correct.
so that would be a
Provision.
special permit.
so the back actually might just be by right now, because it's staying on that vertical. I mean,
Right.
it's not encroaching.
It's not encroaching, it's not
Then
changing the
the
setback.
front,
Because it'd be 53 feet that way.
and the front would be a special permit now.
But the building commissioner must have advised that you would need a variance for that.
So when this
That's what you-
originally,
yeah.
yeah, at that point, we hadn't
Pro-
changed the bylaw.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're
This
probably,
predates the
bylaw change.
Okay.
bylaw.
And that bylaw changes,
Well, so was the one, that was done in November.
so that one's now standing and holding firm.
Till we hear back from the AG.
All right, so
I was gonna mention
you're
that the-
here because you need a variance in order to continue to build and get it done.
Correct.
Okay. Because right now, we can't do anything with the new one because we can't do that.
Right.
So the new bylaw doesn't matter because it's not
Not
new
yet.
yet. It's not in.
And your work's already underway?
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
He's already there.
He's-
Okay.
He's backfitting it here.
I know. Two steps
Yeah.
forward, two steps back, one step forward.
So
Yeah,
do
he's, right.
do we have any more questions for him?
Not really for the applicant, but just for, can we act as a special permit?
Done?
Well, potentially. We'd have to advertise it as such. It can't-
Oh, because he didn't.
No, I
approve that.
think we still have to do it as a variance, especially for the front one. Because he's adding 5 feet to the front of the house. That's going in, it's encroaching
Okay.
more
That was
on the
my
front
question.
yard.
I mean, this is already underway, so it's
And I
not,
would say, why change and disrupt the whole ship?
Yeah.
He's got it.
Yeah.
If we give him the go-ahead for it, then he can continue doing what he needs to do, instead of mucking up everything,
Yeah.
so.
Right.
I was just gonna say that first off, the closed in, he wants to make a year-round enclosure
Yeah.
instead of the three-season porch. That's the one in the back with the 18 point whatever foot setback. The little fill-in we were just talking about earlier, that doesn't seem to be of the issue. It's just whether we would approve the fact that he's already got this three-season porch, he's closing it in,
Correct.
right?
It's
And
just
It's
a,
only a variance will get him that at this point.
Yeah,
Right.
when Bob was there and kind of looked at the layout of the whole area, he was like, you really should have a surveyor come in and take a look at everything. And then that's because honestly, I thought this actually isn't, there's nothing here. I actually repaved or re-gravelled the cottage court entrance because I'm the only actual house on it. The two Millers have an entrance on it, but they're really Miller Street. So I regraded it to this point just to get to my driveway, and then this is all asphalt.
So the property hasn't been
and we
fully-
thank you for that.
Yeah. Don't worry, I use my snow blower too.
All right, thank you, I appreciate that.
So the property hasn't been fully surveyed then, right?
No, you did get it surveyed.
Yeah, I surveyed it.
that's-
I was just saying, you couldn't
He's talking about
tell.
before he should.
Oh,
have
okay,
Yeah, he-
right.
It took them forever to find the posts in the woods.
That's,
Yeah. Eventually.
okay.
Yeah, and as far as the the 5-yard encroachment to the front, the party, you have a floor plan for that, obviously. Has that already been built?
Yes.
Okay.
This is semantics realistically tonight, if we accept or don't accept.
No, I
If we
understand.
don't accept, then he has to take it down.
Oh, I know that.
Sorry about that. But I don't see, I mean, he has no bearing on the neighborhood or anything
No,
else at this
no.
point, so,
There's
Trying to find something.
Yeah.
we can
I got you.
The hunter didn't mind.
Yeah, I don't think
He's the
so.
only one, right?
Like I said, just be clear on our justifications
Yep.
is what I will make sure we are.
Yep. Anybody else have any other questions? Anything?
All right, we confirm no abutters or anything, right?
No
Well, we're
butters
good.
here
Well,
The
tonight?
only one on court.
Open it up to-
Oh, yeah,
Cottage
please.
Court, yeah.
We're gonna open it up to abutters, any abutters? Anybody on Zoom? I see people on Zoom, but there's nobody raising
No
their
hands?
hands. Okay,
All right.
all right.
Oh, someone's camera came on? Oh, okay, I got it.
Oh.
He shook his head, okay.
That's Ian.
So you want
Okay, we'll
a
close the
motion to
hearing.
close it?
All right.
Motion to close the
All right.
hearing.
Second. I'll make a motion that we close the hearing for the request for 2 variances at 5 Cottage Court, as per the notice of hearing.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
All right, thank
Appreciate
you
it.
all.
Good night, thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
You gonna deliberate these tonight, probably?
I hope so. All right.
Through that.
Somebody want to make a motion to open 14 Keeney Pond Road?
Motion we reopen 14
real.
Kinney Pond Road.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 14 Keeney Pond Road. Anybody?
Mr. Weddleton.
There's a gentleman there. Can we hear him?
Should be able to.
John, you muted? There you go. I think we can hear you. Nope, can't hear you.
No.
Hold on a second.
We might be having technical difficulties, John. Might not be you.
Yeah, it is us.
It's us. Just hold steady.
Okay,
Oh, there you go. We got you.
now.
Can you
got
hear
it?
Gotcha.
all right, great. For the record, I'm John Weddleton, the manager of the Preserve Phase 2 LLC. And like Peter Petruchak, I'm here in the new bylaw. I'm looking to put a accessory structure in the front setback. This particular lot is a corner lot. It's particular in a way that I've never seen, in that the front setback actually goes 3 sides of this lot. It actually goes around the whole back of the house. Added to that, we've got a lot elevation change of 25 feet from front to back. So working with that and having this customer have his pool that fits in, we have asked to put the pool house just past the septic system, 20 20 and a half feet from the front setback, which is on the side of the house. It complies with the bylaw saying that the height of the accessory building must be less than the distance to the lot line. So I'm here basically for the new law, which says I can have a accessory building in a front setback. I've given Rich, if your folks are interested, I've given Rich a plan showing the 50-foot setback that goes around 3/4 of this lot, if you can call that up, Rich.
He's referring to this?
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you want to see the plan with the 50-foot setback on it?
Why not, if you have it?
Okay.
If you have
Yeah,
a copy of it,
Yeah, it's in the.
just for curiosity.
It's
We
in
can
the-
display
It's
it.
in the shared drive, right?
Yeah,
I don't
it's in
think
the
in all my years I've ever had a house that had a setback on 3 sides that counted as a front.
You get it from today.
Yeah, it is an interesting lot.
And that's along with an elevation change of 25 feet from front to back. The house was placed on the only level part of the lot. It complies with all the zoning. To add insult to injury, on the only side that does not have a front setback is a drainage easement that also has a 25-foot drop. So basically, I'm just squirreling this in, probably the only place it can be. I had been initially scheduled for a variance hearing for you folks, and I decided to wait to see if this bylaw passed. That on my years of the planning board, we had sort of struggled with this for a long time with the inequities involved on corner lots and accessories and pools.
What's the
So
distance here from here to
I
here?
think this complies in any other way and does go along with the new bylaw that was just passed.
It's 20.
I also sent Rich we have another pool that we did down the street, about 5 houses down, that shows the landscape plan to buffer that side street as people approach it. I don't know, Rich, if you can call that copy of that picture up?
Yeah, we will. Want to go this plan first? Look at it, you see it?
Yeah, I'm trying to, so the proposed pool house
Yep,
The building up towards the top?
is
To
the
the top.
building up towards the top.
yep.
Right.
Yes.
What's the proposed setback from the actual street property line?
20 and a half feet.
20 and a half feet?
Yes.
Yes, correct.
So it wouldn't meet the setback on a normal side yard either, would it?
No, the rule on a normal side back is the accessory building can go right to the line as long as it's back
Height.
more than the height
Gotcha.
of the accessory building.
Gotcha.
Right. Which this would be okay, right?
Yes.
Which this
Yep.
This complies with that, which the
Complies
new
with that.
bylaw doesn't give you a waiver on that.
Gotcha.
And this does comply with that section.
I assume the pool's already been has already been approved? Or-
No.
No?
No, so this house is under construction.
It's on hold until we get some determination on this.
Right.
The way the pool is put on that plan right now, it's almost touching the deck, so if this
Yeah.
special permit was approved, would be moving the pool back 10 feet or so it wouldn't be almost abutting the deck.
Yeah, so this is another example of, with a new bylaw. In fact, actually, this originally was filed as a variance,
Right.
and then it was withdrawn without prejudice after the bylaw passed because it's kind of really slides right in the whole purpose of that adding it. And did you want to see, Mr. Wilton we have pictures we can show you, how he's screened.
I was going to ask about that. That'd be great.
Yeah, so if you go
It's
to
a
the,
pretty big pool house I saw.
It is big.
if you go to the pictures, it says Keeney Pond Road picture,
Yeah.
14, picture 2, and then there's Keeney Road.
John, would the pool house be completely enclosed, or it's got some sort of
No, the part that was be facing the pool would be all open.
okay.
And the pool house is being built with the same materials that the existing house is being built with.
Okay.
And
Just
that's what
example,
the
just-
side would look like. The side will have to comply with the fencing requirement. It will have a black aluminum fence that would be covered with plantings to give the folks privacy. So on that side yard, so people wouldn't be looking into his backyard, you'd have the pool house as one buffer, and then this would continue on to give him the rest of the privacy. So you wouldn't drive up the street and look into his backyard.
Right,
Right.
right. So what are we looking at now?
So that's an example.
That's the
location
example
of
of the
it.
screening they're hoping to do
Yeah.
for the,
Oh, okay.
for the pool house.
Is this pool
Do
house?
we have a rendering of the pool house?
Yeah, it's
You
in
do.
the file here, yeah.
Yep.
It's 16 feet,
Is there any screening up here? Is it
Tall.
Well, you wouldn't need it because that's the back of that.
Yeah.
It's all up there.
16
One
feet
neighbor.
tall by
Be
20,
On the street.
28
It would be
feet
there.
I think
wide.
it's the street that they're
It's quite a
doing the
big
screening.
building.
Yeah, the screen is a screen from view from
From the street.
Rice Farm Road,
Okay.
which your client would want to screen anyway, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
They don't
that's-
want to,
they don't want
This
everybody
is
to
all
see
done to
the
give
pool.
him some privacy in this backyard.
yeah. Works both ways.
And John, there'd be screening, you might have already said with the one residential neighbor? With the
Across
fence?
the street, when I built this road, I had to raise the existing elevation 25 feet.
Oh.
So on the other side of this Wright Farm Road is all woods with two 10-foot retaining walls, which total 20 feet, which is the drop that this lot had also. So across the way, there is no property.
But on the same side of the street, the neighbor to the rear?
The neighbor to the rear, the Wolves, the way we've placed this with the drop, we've given him 35 to 40 feet of a pine buffer zone, so he's totally protected. If I went and put the pool house back farther,
I see.
between filling in the 20-foot drop, we'd be taking down all the trees and losing his privacy.
Yeah.
So he was for this also.
Makes sense.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the final dimensions of the pool house is how, what's the final
The
dimensions?
final dimensions of the pool house is 15 by 30, correct?
That's correct.
Correct, okay,
Yeah,
I can see that,
and 16 feet tall.
right.
But what is this to the, is this,
That's all septic.
Septic
that's
field.
all the septic stuff?
That's all the septic.
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't sure. Thought it might be solar cells or something.
No, septic.
All right. That's good.
I have nothing else.
Anybody else? Anybody on Zoom that has any questions or anything? Most likely not.
Oops.
Any hands?
Do I hear a motion to close the hearing?
Okay, I'll make a motion, one second. I'll make a motion that we close the hearing for 14 Kenny Pond Road for the requested special permit as described in the notice of hearing.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, John.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate it.
Good night.
Well, it's a nice lot.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
It's really beautiful.
That is nice.
All right. Well, now you can open up,
Yeah,
reopen 160.
1 second.
All right.
Get my bearings here. What is that one? How was it? I know I opened it, but I don't.
Somebody want to make a motion to continue on? Open,
I'll make a motion that we reopen the hearing for 160 Seekonk Street.
Seekonk Street.
I'll second that.
special permit and a variance. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good. I
You
feel
got
like
the floor, Mary.
I feel like such a newbie at this. Everybody does so smooth, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? Anyways, hi, I'm Mary DiPasquale at 160 Seekonk Street, and a lot of people do dog walking. Well, I do doggy play groups, so I take my truck and I pick up maybe 6 or 7 dogs, and I bring them back to my property since I have a big farm. And I have an indoor riding ring that has stalls, and I bring them in and they play, and then I bring them home. And I was told okay, you have to get a commercial kennel license to have people's dogs come on your property like that. And even though it's not really that many, that's what I was told I had to do. So I'm asking for a commercial kennel license to take care of that. And then we have the special variance for you guys to say it's okay because the property that you see oh yeah, I'm looking this here, where it says EX barn and the lean-to and the stalls, that there is the riding ring that I use for the dogs to play in. And when I built that in 2000 for horses and for dogs, that was the only place that I could put it because topographically, with the ledge and everything else, that was the only place I could place it. And you can see the different footage from it, to the different existing houses. And all the neighbors there had given me letters saying they were supporting it, and you guys have that submitted, that they were perfectly fine because I've always had dogs. And they have no problem with that. So go ahead, ask me questions, because I don't know what else to say.
So you have the existing kennel. Are you
Yeah, and that's what I put my dogs in. I have
So
4
that's gonna
German
stay-
Shepherds.
That's going to stay there. Mm-hmm. And then really, you're not adding another structure. You're just
Nope.
going to add to the use of the existing barn with the dogs.
Exactly, because I, at one point in time, had quite a few horses, boarding them and all that, but as time has gone on, I've transitioned to do more of the doggy play groups, and, it's much easier for me, and it really works.
Do you have horses still?
I do still have horses. I own 2 and I board 5. But they're horses that I've had around for a long time.
Are you 61B?
I just got approved 61B. I didn't do it all these years. I was paying the full tax. And then I said, you know what? This is crazy.
It is crazy.
And so, I'll take a couple of cows, Dave.
And you can be 61A.
Okay,
That's different.
okay.
I am 61A.
So
I heard you can switch
your
back and
business
forth,
is-
though.
You can.
So your business is going to continue doing the doggy care? You're not getting into dog boarding overnight?
No, it's
and the
for
rest?
play groups. It's a blast. The
Right.
people love it because dog walkers take the dog for a walk,
Yeah.
bring them back home. I take them and play, and they all play, and they come back tired, and everybody's happy. And, it's just a fun group of dogs. So it's easy for me, and it works, and it's pretty much my main source of income now.
So the commercial kennel's allowed with a special permit. So.
Yeah, the variance piece comes in because it has, so the bylaw changed in 2014 for a kennel, which then required a 500-foot setback from the closest residence.
Okay.
And then a 100-foot setback from the property line. So it meets the property line setback?
So the use of special permit request,
Yeah,
the
but a
build,
provision of the bylaw, she's looking for a variance because of the setback. There's, the closest one is what, I want to say 323, right? I think of the,
but there's no proposed building change.
I
None.
know,
But yet she's still required to have a variance for that?
because it's a
Because of the-
requirement on the bylaw, yeah.
And that's
And and she's not exempt from the bylaw under 61B? I'm not
No.
that familiar with 61B, but
61,
61B.
Wouldn't that
and
exempt her
That's
from the
why I'm
bylaw?
asking. Because I think that exempts her from the
that
bylaw.
was my point, is it may exempt her automatically.
good question. I don't know the answer to
Then
that.
she may only
I would
need the
have
special-
to,
Then she would only need the special permit, right? She may not need the
In fact, she may have
variance.
been exempt on both.
I think she might be. That's why I asked
All right.
what I asked.
all right. Well, it's a fair question. I don't know the answer tonight
Right,
on
but the thing
that.
is, but when you're operating a business,
Now, she just, of course, you just came into, now you're under 61B? Mm-hmm. Okay.
When did that take place?
Last week.
oh, jeez.
Okay.
Yep. Somebody said, why are you paying all these extra taxes?
That's right.
And I said, okay.
Completely agree with whoever told you that.
Yeah. Oh,
But
you
with-
gotta look out for yourself.
But within Norfolk though, where if you're taking care of dogs, right? There's a threshold by which it becomes a commercial kennel, right?
Well, it's definitely, So Hillary's online with us, thankfully, right? So,
Well, there you go.
Can we ask her to?
Hillary,
do you have any
are you
clarifications
there?
for us?
Can we
Yes,
hear
I
you?
am here.
see?
Hi, Hillary.
So, question for you, Hillary. What is the threshold that makes it a commercial boarding kennel versus?
So, under the statute, under the definitions, it says that a commercial kennel that is operating it for consideration, which means money, income, exchange of finances. And that's in part of the definitions. So she does qualify. I know that she's saying it's a play group. Under the Mass law, it's considered a doggy daycare. And as you guys are aware, that our other doggy daycare in Norfolk, up on Miller Street, applied as well to get the same status. So it's as if there's money changing hands, that's where it falls under a commercial regulation.
But you're already doing that.
Since I've had the place. I just didn't know that there was some kind of rule about
Right,
that.
no, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to make it simpler.
Well, I think it kind of, I would say more, correct me if I'm wrong, but it all kind of, how this came about was there was a concern of kennel cough, right? Then the Department of Agricultural Resources did investigation, and then it's like, okay, that was not the main point of this, but that's what kind of started, then went to Hillary. Right, Hillary became aware of it, and it's like, you need a commercial license. So
Right.
that,
Hillary was nice, and she just said, this is what you're gonna need, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I had no idea, so
so that's how it
that's
came
what I
about.
did.
Yeah, 'cause I do recall, we had a situation on Seacon Street before where
Right.
someone was trying to do this daycare of dogs,
Mhm.
and they didn't meet any of the setbacks, and they couldn't have been,
Questions
they couldn't be,
arise.
they had the business, but they weren't grandfathered in.
Yeah, they totally, they didn't meet any of the setbacks or
Right.
anything. I mean, it
Right,
was-
right. But I remember that not being able to
Yeah.
be granted.
That was right next to the running gun, if I remember
That's
correctly.
correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
In addition to the other requirements of minimum 5-acre site, which that obviously this complies with, because it's 11.7 acres, so.
It doesn't, the doggy daycare doesn't get spelled out in the actual 61B recreational land use.
No, it doesn't.
So pretty much,
So there's 61, so the 61B is not, there's other use of the property that's.
right, 61B
Preservation,
pertains to the
wildlife.
horses and all that kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
not necessarily to the
dogs.
dogs.
Okay.
I think if you're like like the dogs for the Norfolk, what do they do? The hounds that they do for the,
Oh, the fox hunt?
yeah, the
Yeah.
fox hunt, the hunt club. That might fit under 61B, but that's not what yours are. They actually own the dogs. You're not owning the dogs, you're
Right.
taking in kind, like Hillary said. Yeah.
So the request for the variance is really going to satisfy the 500-foot setback from the existing abutters.
Yes.
Correct.
Barn's already there, but it's just to use it as a commercial kennel.
So is that the only place the dogs go when
Yeah.
they come to your property?
Yeah.
So you don't have like a fenced-in area?
Well,
back
that's all,
further
the
or
doors
anything?
all close.
Okay,
I mean, it's 112 by 60,
yeah,
so the doors close and they're in there and they play.
okay.
So they're inside all day long?
They're all together?
Well, I mean, I pick them up in the morning,
Sure.
so I may be back at like 11, and then I bring them home at like 1:30.
Okay.
So it's better than just walking dogs, and
Sure, I got you.
so it's really not too long, but at the same time, they get exercise like a dog walker.
And just to help us out, if you could, for our decision, just for what we have to put in the decision, is something relative to soil conditions, topography, of why that's the right spot or the only spot? I don't know the topography or.
Oh, the topography is
You can help us
crazy.
with that. That might
Yeah,
help us.
that was the only place that you could actually put it between, like, it was an area that was cleared when I first bought the place, and I had put that in within 4 months of buying the place. Everywhere else is slopes. It doesn't really show like my whole property
Yeah,
there, but this is all woods. I'll just get up and show you.
okay.
This is totally forest over here, as far as the side. There's like some paddocks there. And then when you're here, the height goes, I mean, you're literally like this looking up in my backyard.
Okay,
Yeah. so-
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
The other question, if you push that back up, Elaine, go the other way. Go, no, the other way.
That way.
So this new Thomas Mann Circle, what's the setbacks to that? Because there's supposed to be houses all along that road,
Right.
right on that property line.
They're over here.
Yeah, they're on the other
So none of them,
They're
Yeah,
Way back.
there's no
here.
houses in that strip.
There's no houses going in that
Proposed
strip at the
no.
circle?
No,
no.
I don't see any house, like when I'm at the indoor,
Because I can see
Can't
your
see.
place when I'm on the circle.
right. But you
But there's
can't
not
see
gonna
it.
be any
There's no
houses.
houses like right here.
Okay.
So my question is, are those buildable lots or not?
What's that? On the,
On Thomas Mann Circle, are those buildable lots along?
not in that section.
Okay.
I can, let me see here.
That's your property line there,
Yeah, the 1,010 feet.
1,010, yeah.
Am I still connected?
So there's no room on that side for
Yeah.
building anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just a little squeeze.
Yeah,
They
no,
just
that's-
squeeze that
that's-
road in so they can get to the back land, right?
Exactly.
That's the 44 homes that are going up on Seekonk Street. They're up,
Yeah, one-
they're up on the top. That then opens up in the back.
Gotcha.
So Elaine will share, it's gonna share the screen and I can show you.
Well, that's that new complex now. Where it is. Yeah, they're way over the back, right?
See, I butt them, but I don't abut Mary.
Right.
There's no butters here.
The cows would like to abut.
It would.
There
We'd
might
love
be-
to. They have like a, cow daycare,
Don't tempt him.
Come visit them. They might come and visit you anyway, according to some of the Norfolk
I'll
residents.
take a couple
letting
of the
them out on
babies.
purpose.
We got called out on WZLX, I think, the other morning for traffic report, cows on Seekonk Street.
I heard that.
Did you hear that?
I heard it too.
I was like,
I wish I knew, Dave. I would have brought a horse and just rounded them up.
Round them up a bit,
there you
right?
go.
So here's the barn,
Right.
Yep.
and then that approximately where my cursor is right there, see where
Yeah.
Is that the very first house?
that's the first house,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's way down there, right? Yeah. A lot of woods between.
And there's none gonna be up on the, on that whole entrance
This whole
coming up?
section, no,
On the other side of the road or anything?
No.
no.
Okay, good.
No room.
Yeah, they only had 50 feet.
Yeah.
When Pimental owned it, it was just 50 feet from the street, coming in, and,
Oh, 50 feet for the road company.
And
like, no, I mean width.
Stonebridge is on because they're on because of all the
Right.
stuff, but they are on Zoom
Easement they
too.
have.
anyway, so.
But I would still say that that first house is probably within the
This one here?
500-foot too.
Yeah, I can change the option.
Just
and
to a
then-
certain amount. Dogs.
Well, it is by, I think by,
Well, actually, you look on the aerial right now, you can see the house.
I think there's only so many you can have total anyway.
So how many years have you been doing this again?
About 23.
You've always had like German Shepherds and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
I have 4.
Just as
And
daily,
they're the
just as
sweetest,
daily
sweetest.
visitors? Just as
No,
daily?
they're just her dogs.
Oh, just heard.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, right. But I'm saying, but once you took it in for commercial reasons, you've been doing that for how long, the commercial reason? About 20?
Like 23 years, I've been always watching dogs to the day and having them play and,
So if you look at this, I'm gonna zoom out for you on this
Right.
view of it. You can see the outline of the lot.
Yep.
It's here. So you can see that this is all part of the
Yep.
Yeah.
roadway. and then
That's the common space with Lakeland Hills.
Yeah.
And that's the first lot.
Mhm.
That one's actually a little bit further than one of the houses that's on, let's see, one's 323, this one's, but.
So this is one of those
Excuse me,
situations
Rich?
where this could have
Or
been.
Hillary, does the bylaw limit the number of dogs that she can currently have there?
The bylaw doesn't, that's something you
Previous
could,
decision?
yeah, you can, within your decision, you can limit.
Was there a decision previously that addressed that?
No, it didn't limit the number, it just said what number, then you had so the previous one had 4 or more,
Okay.
was a commercial, and then when this was changed in 14, it was a commercial kennel, and it didn't specify a number, so basically one would be a kennel up, but it didn't have a max limit. The previous one, the one that's on Miller Street, they did limit the number of dogs in it as through the special permit.
Right, we did limit that.
Yeah.
If you want to recognize Hillary.
Hillary, do you know anything else about the amount of dogs, what the limit is, or is that open-ended except for by what we give the variance or special permit by?
So that's a decision that's based upon your findings. I know we have discussed at previous zoning board with Puppy Paradise about increasing, I believe that was, 2 years ago?
Yep.
And prior to that, we did set a limit on Buddy's Doggy Daycare. And, it does come up every once in a while, whether it's too many or too few, that's being allowed in a particular property. Every year I do kennel inspections for all of our commercial kennels in town. And, obviously, if they have too many dogs, they're not going to pass their inspection because it's based on management practices, ventilation, proper housing of the animals and enrichment for the animals. So we haven't actually had a problem as of yet with too many dogs being listed, but it can become problematic, especially in this situation where you're just having a brand new development being built. If it's open-ended and Mary could have 150 dogs there, I would imagine that we're going to have complaints rolling in for barking. So I think that with what Mary has stated as to the number of dogs that she has, I think that that's a good starting point, and maybe give her a little wiggle room as to adding a couple or more and seeing how it goes. And if she needs to come back and ask for a higher head count per animal, she can do the same thing that Puppy Paradise did and just appeal before your board.
Okay.
Do you have a maximum kind of number of dogs that you would like to have?
What's your comfortability?
How
I
many do you
mean,
get
I
in
pick them up.
your pickup
I pick
truck?
them. I put them in the pickup truck. So I mean,
That's sort of the limiting.
So what do you get, how many now roughly do you have now?
like some days it might be 6. Sometimes I have like a lot of little doodlies, and so you can fit like 12. You know what I mean? So I mean, if you wanted to just give me like a number in case all of a sudden I had a few more to be like at 20 or something, that would be fine. But I mean, I take what I can handle. I don't, it's just
big
a day.
barn, so.
Yeah, it's a big indoor. I mean,
Yeah.
because I just do what I can handle for the day and then I bring them home.
Yeah.
So, whatever you kind of figure, Hillary, whatever you kind of think that would be a normal or figure, I don't know.
Yeah. Hillary, do you remember the number for doggy daycare and the maximum limit?
So I do not. I believe it was
Miller Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
an obscure number, something like 99. But when they went to overnight boarding,
That's for boarding.
normally they operate between 45 and 70 between daytime doggy daycare and their boarding overnight. What I would say is, in Mary's situation, 15 is I think perfectly reasonable. And again, I think she can come back and say, if she wants to have more, then, as long as everything is kosher at the property for the animals as far as health and enrichment, I would have no problem coming back and explaining why I think Mary's request is a valid one. And just based on whatever decision you make tonight, if you do grant the special use permit, before a kennel license is actually issued, at that point, when she goes to apply for the licensing part with the town clerk, that will initiate myself to go up there, inspect the property and make sure that it's going to be, a healthy and safe environment for the animals. I'll have a better foothold if Mary feels like, I don't think 15's enough. And if once we, walk the property and see the plans in place, if it's 20, we could certainly come back to you, with that request to your board.
So the one on Miller Street, when they got the modified permit at 14, they went to, they had 15 to 30, they went up to 50 with a maximum of 64.
That includes everything that they do, right? Whether it's boarding, whether it's daytime activities, whether it's grooming and everything?
Yeah.
So what I think that they base their numbers on is not per 24-hour period. I believe what they do is they have a head count for the daytime doggy daycare. Obviously, those dogs go home. And then what they have carry over into the nighttime overnight boarding, I believe, is a separate head count.
I thought so too. I thought there was a limit to the overnight.
I don't have any of the zoning board paperwork on that. Every time I've ever inquired about what the limits are, I've just called you guys and asked to find out what their capacity is. And there's been a couple of times where I've been to different properties that are doing dog boarding or have kennel permits, that I do need that clarification for what is appropriate for that property.
You limited, so Hillary, it was limited to 64 max.
That's good to know. I was under the impression that it was a higher number.
But again, was there a separate subset to say?
Well, they talk about having a daytime business versus nighttime, but
They don't separate how many are night. and how
they had
many-
a high-end cap of 64. Because you could have overlap, right? Daytime, nighttime, I mean,
How big is that property?
It's pretty big.
The Miller Street property? That I don't know the acreage on it, but I do know that the kennel, the doggy daycare is a separate building from the overnight boarding. They do keep it completely separate. The only adjoining part is the grooming area, which is off the daytime doggy daycare. That the grooming is before the overnight kenneling barn. I say barn, it's a beautiful structure with heat, hot water, fire suppression. But it was originally a barn. So, but it's a beautiful facility over there. But they do keep everything very separate over at Buddy's Doggy Daycare.
the property is 24 acres.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the bylaw doesn't limit it.
No, bylaw.
No, not at all.
Right.
Okay.
Is this another situation, though, if she knew to apply for the commercial permit before the bylaw changed, this would have been kind of grandfathered?
That's been in place.
It's been for,
That's been-
yeah, the kennel's been there the kennel bylaw has been in place forever.
No, but remember they made the changes to...
Well, they made a
private-
change in 14.
Right, 2014 is what I remember the change.
When the 500 feet changed.
Right.
Yeah, because
You mean if
before
it
then
was-
it was less.
I mean, but had
Well, if she was in before the 14 change, yeah, it'd be
It would just be
grandfathered in terms of all these setbacks.
Right, because she already would have that. before
Right.
the- okay. But she didn't know she had to get that either, right?
Correct. Do you want to open up to?
Yeah.
Right, please.
Do we have any questions from the floors or anybody? Yeah.
I just have one question. I don't understand what a special permit is. If someone could explain that to me. I live on Stock River. Does it change the nature of the property permanently? A special permit to change it to commercial?
I'm sorry, for the TV,
Yep.
could you state
So-
your name?
Sure.
So the question was, yeah, about the special permit. No, it doesn't change the nature of the property at all, still remains in the residential zone.
Okay.
So basically, you know, your house, single-family home is what we call by right,
Yep.
and then there are other uses which are in the category of special permit, which essentially means you have to come before the board, present findings, and can be conditioned, but also can be denied. So there's more discretion from the board with a special permit.
And that stays with the owner, right?
You can tie it to land or stay with the owner. So oftentimes you stick it with, not stick it was probably the first word, but it would be tied to the the owner, you know. So if it changes hands, it extinguishes it.
Okay. My name's Paul McDonough, just so you know, I live on Star Purpose. That was my only question, and that's the answer I was hoping for, so that's
Okay.
perfect. And
Yeah, that's what I had
Mary's
told
great,
Donna,
Great
too.
neighbor, so I appreciate your time. I do have one other question. Does that wouldn't change the nature of the 61B component as well?
No.
It should not, no.
Got it. Okay.
No, this is like a special permit for the residential side of town, because it's residential. So we have to give them a special permit for the kennel. 61B, that's a totally different thing. That has to do with the horses and all that kind of stuff.
That's a taxing.
It's a
Taxation.
taxation scenario.
Thank you. So it's still residential?
Yeah,
Yeah,
still say residential and everything, yep.
The zoning's not
Yeah,
changing
I
there.
wouldn't change anything.
No, it's not changing zoning at all.
Now, the one, you kind of remember it, the one that was denied, that the board had to deny, or also on Seekonk bordering the Rod and Gun Club, they didn't have the acreage, right?
no, they didn't even have 5 acres.
Right, and they didn't have the setbacks, and they had, their setbacks were very tight compared to.
Oh, they're really tight. Yep.
As was mentioned earlier, there are letters from abutting neighbors supporting
I saw
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
that are the same, are the properties that are, you know, measured from the Cullens that submitted a letter.
Is there anybody
Yeah.
else on Zoom that has any questions?
I don't have anybody, no?
If not, do I hear a motion to close the hearing?
I'll make a motion that we close the hearing for 160 Seacon Street for the applicant's application regarding a special permit and a variance.
Yeah, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good
You'll
night.
be, you'll be hearing from the office.
Okay, hello.
Probably Elaine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
You going out there?
Yep.
See out there, somebody else.
Owen's
Oh.
online.
Owen's online, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night, thank you.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Thank you.
So Owen, what do you want? You want some money? You want us to release your funds, your bonds? Is that what you want? Before Christmas?
That's what I'm looking for. I gotta get gifts somehow.
That's right. You're not done yet? You're in my
What do you
boat?
think?
He still
I
has to go
still
out
got, I
shop.
still got.
You still gotta go
2 days
shopping.
left.
Yeah, so the good news is, you know, Lakeland Farms is done, so there's really 2 parts. So his request is to release the final amount that's being held.
Okay,
So we have an updated number, including the interest. Oh, no, actually, excuse me. What I've pre-drafted for you is a motion, you know, to release the remaining plus interest, which would be December interest. I don't know what that number is, but we would, well, required to give it to him anyway, but, so that.
And the town engineers have signed off on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a report in here if you want. Yes, Beta's going out there and observed. Let's see. No, that's not the one I want. No, that's the other one.
So this means that there'll be no outstanding items they need to complete?
They've completed everything.
They
Yeah.
completed everything, yeah.
Looking for the
Just
data.
confirming validation?
What's that?
No, just confirming validation that, you know.
Yeah.
Professional validation.
I thought I had it in here. You know what? I can, hold on. There's another way to find it. I thought I put in the shared drive, but I'll get it.
Any ideas, Owen, when you're gonna start where the, up at the other buildings that need to be torn down and started on the train tracks?
We're working on a couple pieces with it. We've been doing a couple more tests, so we're hoping to get started doing the rest of the demo this springtime.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, just curious. Hasn't looked like anything's happened up there for a while.
No, we tore down the home.
The old
after
house.
We burnt it.
Yep,
And we've been getting all the other ducks in a row for the big building.
okay.
Let's see, I'm gonna share it. I'll get it in a second.
If we have the letter, maybe we can just read it and reference it for the record.
So here's the email from the engineering firm. So the, actually, you know what?
So we're all good.
So they went out. I have the pictures too, if you're interested to see. They took pictures of everything.
And they're okay with everything, and everything's complete on Lakeland Hills?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And we don't have anything from any abutters that are saying
Nope.
we need another deck or anything on the
Nope,
front
we
of the
haven't
house
had
or
any-
anything?
People come and say we need another deck or anything else.
And
Um,
the mailbox is enclosed?
Yep, there's a bus shelter.
Yep.
Up there. Yep.
Sue, do you have any questions on it?
No, I'm good.
All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
And Joe, you missed it last meeting.
Yeah, I watched the meeting.
Did you watch the meeting? We had issued a letter of completion?
Yes, I do. I know that.
All right, excellent, good.
I knew that was coming.
All right, good.
I
So
knew that.
we got a letter of completion for this one that we can send to Christian Hornegay, I think, was it, from Mass Housing, I think, something like
Okay.
that? Yeah, just so that they know that we close out these projects.
All right, do I hear a motion to reduce the subdivision bond of Lakeland Hills by $22,472.37 to zero,
Including interest for December.
including interest for December? I know that's a big whopping, a lot of interest, you know.
All right. Any question?
It's not Lakeland Hills, it's Lakeland Farm.
Lakeland Farms.
Lakeland
yeah.
Farms, sorry.
Yeah, it's confusing, two separate.
I know.
All right, so
Lakeland Hills. I have to remove myself for that one.
I'll make a motion that pursuant, in accordance with the letter of completion, that the work in Lakeland Farms has been complete, that we release the remaining bond with interest.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
It doesn't quite get your wife a new car. Sorry, it's close. But
Thank you.
Then we
now we have a
shift,
second one.
we come over to the villages. So a couple things in terms of the villages. One is to have the board release the last remaining home in the villages. It just, and it is, so you would not ordinarily know this, but it is on the agenda listed. It is the last one, which also is an affordable unit. It wasn't, the way the previous decision that you made earlier in the year was to hold one unit. It didn't specify whether it was market rate or affordable. Coincidentally, this one is affordable, which kind of adds more importance to it. You know, they're all important, but elevates a little bit. But so what they would want to do, and Owen wasn't able to get the paving done, so that's
Right.
it bumped up against the weather. rather than try to pave and maybe not do the best job, he wants to do it in the spring. You do have a bond in place here, which is the normal form of security, which would be done with a subdivision. Subdivisions don't typically hold occupancy permits up. That's
Right.
not the way.
Right, we did that because of other reasons.
Yeah.
Is the curbing all done and all that? I did not drive through it, so I don't.
The only bit of curbing is the circle in the very back. There's some Cape Cod berm that gets done when they pave.
When they top coat, yep.
Yep.
Okay. And the green space, all the grass is in and everything's looking good? The gazebo?
I believe Bob put a holdback on the plantings of 10,000 to make sure in the springtime he could come and
Does
make
it all-
sure,
yeah.
they were all living and stuff like that. We did the same thing with Lakeland Farms.
We can pull up the report in the, so, what is it?
So you haven't top coated any of the development then?
It was always, the area that we were doing last was in the back. And so if we had paved any of the top coat for the site, the trucks coming in and out would have probably beat it up.
Right.
So we decided to hold out
understand
till the
that.
very end. And we had it on the schedule for this fall before November, but they kept kicking us back, and finally they said, well, we could still do it, but we just can't warranty it. And we said, no, that's fine, don't. I have to warranty it, so I want you to warranty
There you
it.
go.
So what's the target to finish paving this?
The spring?
Yeah, but just in general, or is there?
Usually pavement plants open up like beginning of April 1st to the 15th. So we're going to try to jump right on to April 15th to the beginning of May, somewhere in there.
Normally they close December 1st. Well, they're not closed yet, so it's kind of interesting. It's been warm enough.
Was the Village of Norfolk third bond estimate?
I have kept asking, but they haven't given me a date, so they keep telling me no.
So that's the,
springtime.
on the screen is the updated list,
Yeah.
which is recommendation.
89,000. Yeah.
Back.
89,000, yeah.
So there's some plantings there, obviously loam and seeding, so.
Yeah.
So it's two parts, like I said, mentioned, one is
That's because of the contingency, okay.
there's a 20%
Yeah.
contingency. There's actually 147,000 we're holding, which includes the interest. So that, so he's asking, well, two things, one, to reduce it to the new cost to complete and then release this last unit.
Which, could you just scroll up so I can see just the date on that?
Sure, yep,
Okay,
December 19th.
19.
there you go.
And you had some pictures of the neighborhood? You had them on prior to.
No, the just earlier,
Yeah.
those were the pictures of the stuff that was corrected in Lakeland Farms.
Oh, okay.
Not,
So you have no pictures of the villages?
I don't,
Shoot, I'm just
pictures
curious.
of villages. Yeah, it's pretty, and when because they did do all the work to raise the structures and all that, then they end up, I know it was a couple weeks ago, maybe, Owen? When it
Yeah,
paved all around.
we had to have a company come and pave little protection around all the structures to make sure the snowplows don't hurt their blades and, yeah. So it's all set up for the winter time.
And is it fully paved binder coat all the way?
Oh, yeah.
All the way to the house that we're to release the,
Yeah,
is that house built?
Yep.
It's a unit in the triplex, and it's the first building. So it's built and complete and ready to be bought before Christmas if your decision is positive this evening. Not to put any pressure on anybody.
I mean, so we're just being asked to release that last lot.
You didn't drive through it, did you?
I haven't driven, not in the last month, though.
The lot and the bond, reduce the bond amount down to.
No, I understand that.
Have you driven through it?
Well,
Chris,
first,
at all?
No, I haven't been through this.
And I'm happy, by the way,
Probably
to
since
delay
2000.
reduction of the bond. If the board would, like to take some time to get out there and make sure the things that Betis is saying is done. The one that would be a little more time pressing is to see if the board's okay releasing the last lot. Since it's unaffordable, we're trying to, they can close before Christmas.
2 days.
Yeah, but the reason why we held that was because it was,
Get the rest of it.
yeah, to get the
more
rest complete, right? And I don't have confirmation that the rest is complete without a picture or anything.
Well, he is,
Are you?
well, he is
okay?
telling you it's not complete because you got to do the top coat yet.
Yeah, I know.
does this cover what's not complete, though?
Correct.
I mean,
Right.
meaning they've inspected this.
Yes.
All right.
So they have a
So we have to
debt,
just be satisfied or not. If we're satisfied with what Bader has here,
Yeah,
we understand that's the cost to complete.
I agree.
But is it enough to say that, let's just say we want to see it for ourselves and take advantage of that opportunity if we want to do that? At the same time, do we want to still, based on at least Bader's review, say that we could release the last?
Have you been through it, Rich, at all?
I have,
I mean, I
When
need to
was the
think.
last time you were through?
was, probably 2 weeks ago, maybe? 'Cause
I mean, does it look like a almost complete subdivision?
Yeah, it does look like almost, except for putting the top coat in, doing the monolithic berm.
So
And then
it looks good. It doesn't look like a bomb went off or
No,
anything
no,
anywhere.
no, it doesn't look like a bomb went off.
And then
They got to go in and then just,
have a chance to do this?
He's cleaned up all the building materials that were.
Yeah.
Why
lying
don't we
around.
do that?
what's that?
Why don't we release the lot,
Right.
but
But not
hold
reduce the bond? That's
without
fine.
reducing the bond at this time, just so that we can
Yeah,
we can
absolutely.
get
That's
a
fine.
chance
That's
to
no
take a look
problem.
at that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, the wife's not getting the new car.
I'll let her know.
yeah, because, and
A
I
new
can,
home,
That's
Yeah.
right.
even better.
and I can,
My daughter's birthday's in February. so
Okay,
we
all
can
right.
make it
So
work
we do
for
meet
that.
before then.
She wants diamonds, we know.
How old's your daughter?
She's turning 4, so.
Oh, she definitely wants diamonds then.
yeah, I can,
All right.
Yeah, let's hold off on the bond release, but let's,
Does this mean we have to make a formal change to the comprehensive permit?
no,
No?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
no. And I can,
I think we can do a simple motion
Yeah,
to
it's just-
release the hold on the
yeah, we
occupancy permit of the last
two
building.
separate motions.
Release the lot.
Just release the lot. I think that's
All right.
all we have
Have
to
to
do.
comment
But we don't, do we have to make any motion at all for the other item? We could just.
Nope, we
no.
don't even have to, we
Oh,
don't
you don't
have to
have
make a motion on this one at all.
So we pre-drafted a motion, but what we would do, I would tell you that, just modify this to delete the last sentence, which is the bond reduction, just,
Strike it.
strike it, and then it has it's in the motion to release the lot, but
Right.
not the
But do I
reduction.
need to make a motion based on the write-up as it is? No.
No.
Well,
That's
modify
some,
it.
but I'm saying,
So you're gonna make a, you see that
yeah.
What's the motion?
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, let me,
You want to strike this out now, we can just vote on that without the bond release.
yes, that's what I'm saying.
So why, can she change it quickly enough to do that?
Yeah, just do it in Word. Yeah, we can't, yes, she can do it.
All right, so then, do you want to take a few moments for her to do that, and then we'll,
Do you want to do
Vote
it,
on
or
it?
you can just go print it off?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
just,
just can't print from here, so I might as well go back to my desk.
Yeah, so,
Then we can sign
so
all you're doing is just
So
striking
in
the line.
reality, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the full amount of 147,
right.
Yep.
839, 42. But everything else stays the same.
See here.
That's the only thing that
Yeah.
changes.
Okay, yeah.
The bond amount
All right.
stays at the
Do I have to
147.
verbatim read this, or do we just acknowledge that we have the
Well,
right?
You can vote it as written, as modified. You don't have to read it all if you want,
Okay.
just
Right.
as
so-
amended, I guess I'd say.
Right. So I make a motion that we are going to release, right,
The final,
yeah,
So the key thing is first, read it, you're doing insubstantial change.
right.
I want to make sure that's on the record, that's the.
All right, I make a motion for us to make the following insubstantial changes to the comprehensive permit for the village at Norfolk. The board will release the last occupancy permit for the final home. In the meantime, we will continue to hold the security amount of $147,839.42.
There you go.
yeah.
Do I hear
I'll
a
second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, good.
So they can close
Thank
and
you.
get a Christmas tree.
You got it. Thank you very much.
That's great.
All right, and then we'll do our diligence to be able to vote
Yep.
in January on reducing the, reducing.
Yeah, you get a chance to go through it and take a look.
Right,
I
okay.
just want to take a look.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, being we got this
They
opportunity.
won't be able to do the roadway.
No, we know that, but.
No, but just to
we
see
can
what
do
it
a
looks like.
reduction, No,
Yeah.
we have the input from Beta,
Yeah.
see it with ourselves and just
Yeah,
make it formal in January so that you can get the reduction.
Yep.
okay.
Thank you, Owen.
Thank you, Owen.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you very
Sure.
much.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you have any other houses available?
Not yet, but we're starting the project up on Seekonk and there's
How
units
many,
in there.
how many are in there?
11.
11, okay. No other ones coming on the market from people moving out and moving to something
No.
else? Nothing, no.
People tend to stay in ours here.
Yeah.
It's a good town.
Beautiful community,
Yep.
beautiful homes, so.
Yep.
if you can-
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
Good
you.
night, thank you.
All right, so back to agenda deliberational items if you want.
Yeah,
I will tell you that I have
the write-ups.
pre-drafted a decision for 1 Alice Avenue, 14 Keeney Pond, and 160 Seacon Street. I didn't do anything with 5 Cottage Court.
All right, do I have to formally talk that we're deliberating that, or just? open
Yeah,
up
you're
this?
gonna, yeah, I'm just telling you, I had,
No, I'm trying to say, but we're gonna pretty much tackle them in order. All right, so first we'll talk about 1 Alice Avenue.
correct.
Alice Avenue.
Yeah.
You have 2?
Yeah, I didn't get a 160.
We'll get to you, but let's talk about 1 Alice Avenue
Yep,
first.
let's do it.
All right.
I got
Oh, you
it.
have it?
I got 2 of them.
Okay.
Now, if I understood it, I thought we were gonna wait to see the outcome of the AG's decision. Was that something we discussed?
You did discuss it, but
We did discuss it, but
Right.
in my opinion, we could close it, give them the approval.
Right.
And not wait for the AG. If the AG
Okay.
comes back negative, he's got to start the process all
All
over
of
again.
anyway, because it'd have to be a variance.
So,
Right.
so in my opinion, it's kind of like, if we're in favor of it,
Yep.
and it's not going against what the new bylaw would be, why not just do it?
I agree.
And that's okay to
Just heard
do?
it, so we might as well.
that is okay to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so
First
then,
in
any
mind.
question, then, but amongst us, any questions about the size of the deck? I mean, obviously, he would like it to be the 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's encroaching, right?
Correct.
I mean, it's, because it's a 10-foot, he's gonna encroach on the setback.
No. I
Right.
think we're
It
in a
was 10
different
foot?
one. Alice Ave.
It's
All right, we're
all Alice Ave, right.
I think Alice has the one I'm talking about.
Alice Ave
He just has
had a
it,
construction of the pool deck,
right.
right, into the 50-foot setback. You're
So-
right.
Right, so it was a 10-foot.
Yeah.
Right,
But it doesn't, so in the new bylaw,
right.
it wouldn't, that wouldn't even, it wouldn't even be an issue in the new bylaw.
I thought
Would
the difference would be we get a special permit instead of a variance.
Yeah, it's
Right,
a
you
special
have to get a
permit instead of
special
variance.
permit.
Right, so it's
Okay.
still, it's
The new
still something,
bylaw
it's
is
still
Still
something,
something we're gonna have to do
Right.
anyway.
because we still have to,
You have to get
honor
the
the
special
setback.
Yeah,
Right,
all right.
Right.
so I guess, you know,
Well, a couple things with this one. So you actually, you couldn't even put a deck on.
You can't put a deck any other places in the.
Correct.
You go to 50, you
Right.
you can't even.
right,
I mean, you could
and then
put
to
a-
narrow it down
You
from 10
couldn't do it on
to-
the other side because of the septic system.
Right, we went over
Right.
that, but I'm saying, but forcing it to be narrower than the 10 feet would be kind
Yeah,
of
that doesn't make sense. That, you can't even put a chair up there to sit and watch the kids, you know?
Right, so I'm just trying to say that, just for our justification is there's no other place this could go. At the same time, he
Same
apparently,
function, right.
he's apparently keeping it to a minimum
Right.
of deck size
Yes.
practical for this area.
Well, and in some ways, if you think about it in terms of now that it's a special permit, you're looking at
The neighborhood.
the neighborhood. So, detriment in harmony. So
Right.
a pool, pretty customary
Right,
with single-family homes.
right,
Pool decks are pretty common.
yeah, and he also
And-
has a full 8-foot fence around the
There's a
whole-
full 8-foot fence.
Right.
In this case, the lot predated zoning. So, and even as much as if you take the height of the structure, it well complies with that, similar to Keeney Pond, because
Right.
it's only, 4 feet, 4.5 feet?
Yeah.
It's just this layer of that 2 front yard setbacks that really, on this lot, 2 50-foot, 2 front yards of 50 feet wipes
Right.
that lot out.
I was gonna say,
Right.
you might be able to keep the pool where it
And-
is, but the house needs to go.
Right, but, and the pool is in a location it's allowed to be in, right? There was no.
Yeah, there's no setback issues at all with the
Right,
pool.
right, but he couldn't put the pool any other place to begin with, so he's restricted by the fact the pool had to be where it needs to be, so.
Yeah.
And the deck doesn't seem to be detrimental to the neighbors because it's already screened. It'll,
Yeah.
He's
Right.
already got a fence
I mean,
all
where-
the way around.
Where are his neighbors? Because it's right on Main Street, so, I mean, everybody drives by it sometime in the week. But I don't see an issue.
I think it's in harmony with the neighborhood. There's no detriment to any neighbor. No one spoke against it. No one raised any concerns about that.
So, and you're right on.
Yeah, put a little bit of
I'm looking at it now.
reasoning, some findings there. With it.
Obviously, anything, he's required to maintain that fence as long as he has a pool, of course.
Yeah. I don't think he has to maintain it at 8 feet,
Right, no, right, but I'm saying, but you're right.
but he does have to maintain at least a 4-foot, if I remember correctly.
So I don't think he needs it just has to have it gated. There has to be a,
Yeah. So I guess, is the deck considered a permanent structure in this case?
yeah, because there's footings in there, it's
Yes, it was regular footing deck.
Yeah.
That's what the plan showed. I didn't look at that part of it. I don't even know if it was in there. Detail for the footings was in there?
I don't, let me see,
I didn't see that. No.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't think he's got that part of the design. That doesn't look like.
yeah, I don't think he's going there.
He hasn't got that far.
Well, I think you gotta put in, any,
He's gonna have.
Oh, yeah, any
he has
deck you
get
have
a
to put in.
permit anyway, so,
yeah,
Right,
you gotta put in footings and.
Right.
yeah. So Bob's gonna have to go
gotta
through all
comply
that
with
I mean, the
anyway, so-
building
Building
code.
code.
Yeah,
Yeah.
building code.
Okay. So even this deck that's attached to just a pool, it's
Oh, yeah.
Now
it
it's
is.
still gonna-
Yeah, no, even though it's not attached to a building, it's still
Excuse me.
considered a deck.
okay. So I'll make a motion that we approve the special permit for 1 Ellis Avenue to allow for the construction of an above, to allow for the construction of a deck that would be 41.7 feet from the front yard setback instead of the required 50 feet in the R2 zoning district at 1 Ellis Avenue. As detailed in the plans as submitted.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we have one we need to sign?
That's it right here. Do you want my sheet?
She has the original.
Okay, so the original, okay.
We're all gonna sign before we leave. So she doesn't have to come track me down at my house.
Right.
I'm going skiing, sorry.
Is there still snow up there after all the warm?
There will be new snow.
Okay. I heard
I have declared it.
Turn it on tonight, I'll be up there in the
Where are you
morning.
going?
Killington.
Killington, yeah, because Franklin.
there's
that's
snow
not
at
good
the
idea.
top.
They're making snow.
Franklin County, Maine, man, they got nailed.
Oh,
That
yeah.
whole Sugarloaf area.
Okay, there you go.
The roads are washed out, even going to the
You're
place.
gonna do Cottage Court?
Let's do 5 cottage court variants. The side deck and the 3-season porch.
But you didn't draft a proposal.
I haven't, so
Okay.
you can
Deliberate that.
deliberate, and then I'll just have to draft it though for you to sign it.
There it is, right there.
So, I think so normally what we go through is is it in harmony with the general purpose and intent of the bylaw and all that kind of stuff?
Well, this is for a variance.
This is for a variance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me get
Well,
it
you do that too, that's one of the
Yeah, we'll
findings,
still have to do that.
Yep.
but then it's more the hardship. you know,
Right, right. Let me just find his up.
So, in my opinion, the variance on that's semantics, kinda, the 3-season to a regular, that's,
Right.
it's not necessarily a hardship, but it's not it's already an existing thing, let's make it,
Right, but it probably though isn't on record as being there, that's the thing, right?
What, the three?
Yeah, the 3-season
Well,
porch.
I don't
Because
know, I
he's
think-
asking for the setback of 18.2, right?
Yeah, but the house doesn't meet the setbacks, I don't believe.
Understood.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I don't know.
But he's almost like he's still gonna make that porch kind of official too.
He's already closed it in. Now, was that part of the original building? I don't know, didn't know the answer.
The key is it may have been added.
It sounded like it was part of the building existing, and now he's making it into a room.
Right,
That's
but
where he's
but the thing is, it may have been added.
Yeah, so he's
After
fallen
the
foul
fact,
to the
though,
building
meaning-
It
inspector.
might have been.
Yeah, like
The original 3-season porch, you mean?
Yeah.
When that was
Yeah.
added?
Yeah, the reason 3-season porch wasn't even probably
Was
documented.
that documented or permitted?
I don't think
or
it's
anything?
documented.
I don't know when the original 3-season
Right.
porch was built.
It could have been, and it could be grandfathered in some way, right?
So in reality, by us,
We're acknowledging he can have
we're
this.
acknowledging that he can have it, is
Yeah,
realistically
yeah,
what we're
right.
doing.
'Cause if-
Because it's already there and he's already enclosed it.
Yes,
It's already done.
Right.
yes.
This is, we're trying to ease his mind and give
Right.
him the formality that
Right.
Bob required that
Yeah.
he needs before he can
Right.
sign off on the final go-to. Is
And I
that
think
it's-
he's limited because of what, he mentions he's limited to it because of the existing septic. And that would be something to do with.
So
so-
the septic's over here.
Yeah, he's on the other
The
side.
septic's between the barn and the deck.
He's
is
on
what
the
he
other
told
side.
us.
This one isn't, this is just,
This one's not a septic issue.
Right, I'm just trying to find under the criteria.
Well, the lot sizes, or the shape of the
Joe, what do you
lot is,
think? I'm just trying to find something.
Mike,
I mean, in both cases, I mean, you know, we're talking about just acknowledging that there are these two items.
You just have to find something relative to soil conditions, shape, and topography if you want to grant it.
well, I'm almost wondering.
He's basically just trying to extend what's there already, meaning technically,
Right.
It's already there. The hardship is that it's already there, and if we don't grant this, he has to take
well, that goes back
whatever's
to like.
there down.
That goes back, right, and there have been places that have had to take things down.
Sure.
Right.
Which is the scary part here, right?
But my question is, was the 3-season one there
Already
when he
there,
bought
right.
the house?
But I think you still want to find a criteria
Well, that would be
somehow.
interesting because that means he bought the house without knowledge of it, meaning that the town didn't flag it then, right? There might be some sort of a survey in the town record that shows it being there.
I'm pretty sure that was all there.
Yeah, like my porch in the backyard, I see it in the layout, you know.
So in reality, we're not variancing or special permitting anything that realistically isn't already there.
That's why I'm questioning whether it technically is there on paper.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He's
wondering.
he's just changing the use to
Right.
a closed-in
Right,
pool.
right, that's why I was, does it even need a
But
variance?
for us, does that even pertain to
We're
us?
being asked to
It must be, 'cause
acknowledge-
I don't know.
We're being asked to acknowledge the setback.
Someone, Bob obviously inspected it and thought something, so,
Well, he's requiring a variance.
yeah,
So-
for some reason.
Yeah,
I think it's because of the 3 feet.
that's what I think.
Because there's an addition to the house of 3 feet that
Yeah,
is
they-
actually that's closing in a gap.
But this side, I would question only because the garage is already that far back. So he's not impinging.
He's not changing.
He's not
the-
changing the setback related
No.
to this item.
No, correct.
We're just being asked to acknowledge the setback.
Correct.
Right, so I think, is it worth a fact find to find out if this was at least documented before he bought the house? Is there a way to see that?
So the house was built in 1962.
Yeah,
Right?
When did he buy?
When did he buy it?
Questions we could have asked him.
He bought it in April of '22.
Very recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he probably
I
inherited
think we're
it.
still gonna
So
want
he
to try to find
so he
something.
probably- So he
comment.
probably bought it with that deck,
yeah,
the
probably.
3-season room.
Probably.
Yes.
So if the town did, so if the
The
town,
three-season deck was there
right,
When he bought it.
when he bought it.
before. It doesn't have,
I suppose we could say that because of the topography and the existing structure, the deck is needed for safe access. I mean, I can't come up with anything better than that. I'm trying to find something under.
you know, the thing is, I
Look at
don't
the
see
shape
that.
of topography. I'm saying, the existing topography is such that he needs,
I think
Deck
that
would-
deck encroached further. That three-season
To
porch,
ac- to access
to the
from
rear
that point.
setback.
Encroached further?
Well, I think that's where his door is, isn't it? Is that what he's got?
Is he
Yeah.
pulling it
as
back, you're
opposed to a
saying?
step.
Is he pulling it back, you're saying?
Know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna show you something so you can see.
Yeah, let's see what Rich has.
Well, that's about the best I
But
could.
it doesn't change the setback, and it doesn't change the.
Well,
But that would be an interesting note.
Rich
though.
is saying the setback changed from
Right.
the
Not-
original.
Well, not this.
Right,
yeah.
so if he actually,
I thought that was on the other side.
but if he has something documenting that this thing was
Yeah.
encroaching.
You see that there?
Change the setback here,
Yep, we see that.
not here.
That dimension
Adding
is
that
what?
piece there, right?
Right,
Is that what we're
8
talking
feet?
about?
right.
He's filling in that gap between the garage and these three.
Right, but that's not, but the garage is already that far close to the setback, right?
Right.
So,
This one is changing it by.
yeah, well, we're not even at that point yet.
Right, I know.
But this other one, what are you saying says 8 feet? What do you see 8 feet, Rich?
Look on the,
Oh, over there.
Yeah, but we don't have that dimension up there.
no, no. This is 8 feet.
But this is a realtor's layout, right?
Yeah,
That's
what's
the assessors.
No,
No,
that's
this
the
is
assessor.
assessor. They go and measure it out.
Okay.
I think
the porch was
what
there.
changed is the 21 feet went to a full 20.
That definitely changed, but I can, so here's what my,
He said the
You can see
3
the
feet
topography
was
slopes.
added on that left-hand side of that.
I also think it went closer to the rear. It
So
doesn't show,
the setback changed.
So he's gone that way.
so it went 2 ways. It
Well-
doesn't say it in there. The plan doesn't show it well. So,
And I asked him point blank, and he said it only changed 3 feet on the left-hand side.
Right, that's what he said, yeah. So he didn't
I
change.
asked.
He didn't
I know
change
you
it on the go.
I asked for that purpose.
Here you go. Something else.
This is on the application.
So the home is only 16.
So you need a deck to get in the slider because of the slope. That's the only.
That's the front one.
That's the front.
That's the front one, not
Okay.
this back one.
Yeah, that's the front.
This back one is the one that's kind of throwing me for a loop.
Right.
yeah.
Because I think they did more.
Added more to it? Does he give us an
No,
actual
that-
square
the
footage?
the assessor's map shows that it's an 8-foot room.
Yeah.
The one he's showing here,
Right.
it actually looks like it's
Right.
into the house a little
It's
bit,
bigger than that.
whereas the assessor's isn't.
No, I know. This is showing 14 and 4, right? So 18.
Yeah.
and then 8. So 26 feet in total.
Can you determine is this 26 feet in total?
I'm trying to figure that out, see if I can figure that out. I can't figure that out because of the, we don't have enough dimensions. Yeah, I don't know.
Who drew this plan up?
He did probably.
No, he didn't do it. Surveyor.
No, it's-
An as-built
Someone, there is
plan.
someone on it, because he said he had to have it surveyed.
Colonial Engineering
Yeah.
Right.
of Medway.
He had to have it surveyed.
I mean, sometimes you'll have an application like this where that person would be here to talk about this plan.
Well, this was just a plot plan, so they're not talking about it. He had a plot plan done
Right.
of his existing property.
Okay.
These things are all there already, because he's,
It doesn't
they're already
match-
all
It doesn't
there.
match the assessor's thing.
Yeah,
Don't
the
forget, it came in,
assessors,
so he came in because it was because it was, work was being done without a permit, if you remember.
Of course,
So that's where
yeah.
it started. So
Yeah.
what started, then a plan was prepared, which became an existing condition, but it was based on work that had previously been started
Yeah.
from work before. So I don't,
I honestly, I don't know what you do in this one, because I think the setback changed, and in reality, that's what the variance is for, I would assume. But I don't know what it was previous.
Yeah.
If there was something here, again, I'm trying to look at the assessor's thing, here, but if whatever was there when he bought the house, if there was only 18.2 feet there
if it was 18.2 feet,
when he bought the
When he
house.
bought the house.
I mean, then this line growing a little bit or whatever, it doesn't really change anything necessarily as far as the setback. It's already in this violation area.
Yeah.
The key though is that,
But did he change the setback? That's the question.
we don't know that though. Meaning, has
How do
this,
we find that out?
Well, I think
I would have-
either way, the building inspector's requiring a variance for that.
right.
So I think we,
I could clarify with.
But the
Bob.
building inspector might be requiring the variance, because they added the 3 feet in a non-conforming
yeah.
structure already.
But either way, let's.
Right?
just-
what's the 3 feet again?
Up to 3 feet,
That little spot.
so this was added.
Okay.
Either way, what would you use for a
That-
criteria to
okay.
find for a variance?
Okay,
That's
but-
the 3
But we're
feet.
really being asked about this though, the 18.2 though, right?
Well, either way,
I
what-
think the variance is because he needs acceptance of this because of
Right.
the
But I would think though,
additional.
I would think though, even if he added this 3 feet going from here to here,
Yeah.
the key is, this is what we're technically having to give clarity, because once you have this as your setback,
Right.
you can sometimes, you know.
I completely agree with you.
Okay, right.
It's kind of like,
Right.
it's kind of like we have a building that has a smokestack on the property. So there's a height already. They didn't have to go for a special height restriction.
So under the,
Because the height's
before we
already
changed the bylaw in November,
Right.
if he was just filling in that space and staying along 18.2 to that end, it would just be a special permit. It wouldn't be a variance.
Correct, that's, right.
Right.
Okay.
But we've been, but,
But Bob's
But it's
asking
here
for a
because of variance, because,
could we get a clarification
don't-
from Bob on why he's asking for the 18.2 then?
yeah,
If it was-
because I believe that went
That- 'cause that
closer
lo-
to the rear yes, I can ask.
Then
Bob.
maybe there's some argument, the fact that he's now pulling it back from the rear.
that's fine. But just remember the criteria, I'm just trying to find the criteria for a variance.
Right.
Yeah, I can get clarification, but to Tim's
The real
point,
parts of it.
what's gonna be the grounds?
Right,
like
soil conditions,
shape,
shape,
topography, so,
Right, that's what we gotta talk, that's what we should deliver, I think. Because that's the challenge. I see your points, but I'm just trying to document everything.
Of course, but, you know, I'm the one who would always say that.
You're the one,
No,
right?
no, you're right.
You know, and unfortunately, all I see on the photo from the assessor is the slope on the front of the house.
Right.
But obviously, Bob,
I don't know.
the building inspector has got some issues, so we probably need to.
Yeah, can we get,
know what
maybe we
he's
can get clarification
We
from
need-
Bob on what
he-
the
I
issues.
think we
He's
just need
seen something,
clarification
yeah.
as to why we need a variance versus a
special permit.
special
Yeah.
permit.
Yep.
Okay.
I think there's
On
more
that.
to it.
Clearly on the rear. The
Right.
front is,
On the front, it's clearly we need a variance on
Right.
Yeah.
it, because
Right.
that's changing the setback.
Right.
Yeah, so let's talk about that now.
Well, let's not,
No,
because they came in together.
right,
Yeah.
Let's take a setback
divided.
and say, let's motion to do this, discuss this in January after some clarification's been made.
yeah.
Right.
okay, and I don't even think you have to make a motion on that, it's just, we don't have to complete a deliberation.
No, you just do it next month.
No, we'll
Right.
just do it next
Right.
month.
So
Let's
that's-
But I
continue
think,
this.
I think to keep it, because we can't take new testimony because we closed the hearing,
That's
but I think
correct.
Rich can report back to us as town planner.
Right.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
don't
you're
think
not,
that's-
I'm clarifying it for you.
He's clarifying.
Okay.
That's all we
But
just
in-
need
right, but
clarification.
in the
Why
end-
are we getting a variance for this,
Right,
when in reality, all we need is a special permit?
but
Yeah.
this to me would still be a variance, though, right, the front of this, the fact that he's coming out. this
Yeah,
5
did he,
feet.
Yeah, he applied for that too. So that,
Right, there are two variances. So the key, though, we're gonna have to discuss, like, you know,
So wasn't that a special permit?
no.
no, it's a variance for the front one,
front setback.
which I'm okay with that variance. I'm not upset
But we
with
have to
that
base
at
it
all.
on, like I said, the topography is the
Right.
issue here.
It's really
Well,
existing.
there is topography from the.
Right, that's, the only- if you look at the photo, there is, you're gonna hang your hat on something, I'm not sure what else you could hang it on.
Does the town actually own Miller Street?
Yes.
He was saying
It's
he
probably a
graded it.
paper.
No.
No, it's a paper
no.
road,
It's
isn't it?
It's not
private.
really there,
It might
right?
be
Yeah, it's a
private.
paper, it's a, yeah, it's a.
So is there
Could be a
really a
private road.
setback requirement then from that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a private road.
It's
You
a
still have setback.
legitimate
Roadway.
paper road that you have to have setbacks on,
All right,
Yeah.
okay. All right. In case-
even if it's a private.
The setbacks still apply.
All right, even on a private road?
Good
Yes.
question, though.
That is a good question.
Yeah, this is two variances, this.
Yeah,
okay, right.
we're, right now, they're asking for two variances,
Correct.
where
Right.
we're wondering if it's a
Special permit.
special permit on that and a variance here. This is definitely a variance
Right.
because we're changing the setback.
Yeah,
by
and the reason,
5
and the
feet.
reason I would say we could still discuss for a moment is that, in the end, though, would this meet one of the requirements that being either topography or soil conditions, for example?
I think it meets just for conditions because of the way the house is, but
But he's trying to create the,
he's creating something that it was originally a window,
Right.
and he's put in the slider, it
Right.
sounds like.
right, so he can step out on.
So
it.
now he can step out and walk around on the deck.
Right,
Because,
it's only 5 feet wide,
right.
but this way he's.
And he says they all use the front yard, not the backyard. So that would be conditions, in my opinion. But,
Well, it's soil conditions, though.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You could, that's
I
fine,
hear you.
topography in there too, if
Yeah.
you like, whatever you like.
The front yard's usable, the backyard's not, is the way that he was kind of posing.
Right,
it.
right.
Yeah.
But
So,
All right, so this will be continued then. in
I-
far as-
I-
Deliberations will continue.
Deliberations will continue to the next
Right.
one. We'll Have Rich get some clarification.
Yeah,
on
we
that.
did a good job deliberating. I think we got there.
Good.
I think we're there. We know where we are. It was, I know, we probably should have asked him more questions.
Well, I don't-
Now we've thought about it.
Well,
I'm
that's
sure-
why I asked the question I
Yeah,
asked,
yeah.
and he said it only went the 3 feet that way, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure you would've got a lot further.
I don't think so either. I think
Well,
he's
that's
trying,
maybe-
he's
that may
trying to keep tight-lipped, only just because he's
already
behind the
into
8
it.
ball already.
Well, it's not
already
that,
into
but
it,
the same, it went to 3, he's reporting it went at 3 feet, right?
Right.
But yet, Bob has to clarify why we have to do the 18.2, so I think that's.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
You'll tell us.
so 14. Kenny?
14 Keeney Pond.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Good one.
That's the swimming pool, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
That huge building he's putting in.
It's really a 3-sided building.
It's a big building.
It is
It
big.
It's 16 foot tall.
16 foot tall, right on the,
Supposedly, they're gonna put some stuff up there, which I can't see they wouldn't.
convert it into a visitor's room.
Well, that's what I'm saying, it could be more of a second guest house.
Well, it's only three-sided. He said the
Yeah.
front side's
Yeah,
open.
he's got it open to the pool, right,
Right.
right. He did say that.
Yep. And it's only, I mean, it's only 15 feet. It's not that wide.
It is tall, though.
no, yeah.
It's 30 feet wide, 15 feet deep. But it's more like a pavilion
But he doesn't have any neighbors.
Well,
look-
I can see it being an entertainment pavilion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have any neighbors on that side of the other side of the road because it's
Possibly,
got
yeah.
that huge grade, right?
Correct.
So, got no one looking over,
Outdoor bar and
Yeah,
everything.
it could be a $2 million home.
at least,
Could be easily.
at least. We need the taxes, come on.
Well, it's, yeah, it's more than that. but-
Wow.
No, I meant the pool house.
We can afford the pool house.
It's probably gonna be the most expensive house in Norfolk.
No, but he did explain that it didn't appear to be any other place he could put it without, because of the terrain and the elevation changes and everything else.
And it's in harmony with the neighborhood.
Yeah, it is,
You
it'll
got,
fit in.
Completely in harmony.
And he's making it to the same architectural design as the house,
Oh, yeah.
so, you know, it's
Yeah.
gonna fit right in.
it would have been interesting, not really, but if this, because this had come in previously as a variance,
Oh, yeah.
be back with the previous one a little bit.
Well, he held off until he had this opportunity to do the special permit.
And sometimes
But again,
timing's everything in life.
this is the same thing
Right.
too, though. We could say we like this, but something could change if the AG doesn't.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Then you have to come, well, if something changed with AG, you have to come back different, well, it'd be a variance,
Right,
so.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
then I'd have to do it.
The,
at variance.
the one thing about this structure, right, so the structure, and I'm looking where the proposed pools go, because again, it's a proposed pool. There's quite a distance between the pool and the,
Yeah, there's quite a patio there.
yeah, so it might be, I don't know, it's pavers or whatever, I don't know what he's planning to do there.
It's gonna
I
be
mean, he's
an
got the septic
expensive
off to the
house.
side.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a beautiful house. I wanna live there.
Put that in the conditions.
We'll put that in the conditions.
Can I be a little larger? Thanks.
Chris is moving in with
I'm
his
moving in, I
motorcycle.
wanna have the pool. Wanna do my
He's gonna
laps.
park his motorcycle in the pool house.
So this is not written up, or it is, right?
It is,
Yeah, I
yes.
wrote that
Yeah,
one
it's
up.
all in there, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a good architectural drawing of the pool house.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a good sized pool house.
Yeah.
Do we want to add I know we showed it, but we want to add conditions just relative to screening, that it would be similar to what was shown?
Can we add conditions to a special permit? Yes.
Yeah, of course, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
I'm losing track because of the, trying to get out of the variance frame of
You
mind.
showed nice screening there.
You can.
Nice natural screening.
With the nice natural screening
Yeah, it's gonna be like that
between,
fence anyway, but-
between Wright's Farm Road and the proposed
Yeah.
pool house. Can we add that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be added to the.
Yeah,
write-up
we'll
he
just,
has.
I'll just,
Just add that.
I might have lost track of the write-up for that one.
let me see.
Yeah, maybe you get 2 copies.
That's the only
I thought he had.
thought I had is,
I saw it when I originally started. Oh, maybe I do have it. Did I screw up? No. Okay.
So what is the picture then? They show him with the grass and all these bushes.
That's the natural screening.
That's what it's going to look
That-
like, or that's?
You're not gonna be able to see the house behind it because of that screening.
similar to that.
So that looks really good, yeah.
Yeah, I probably could.
Yeah.
All right, so what we could do is,
Well, we could handwrite it in too if you did help.
well, you can sign it, and then I'll send you with the condition added, because I think I can add, I will be able to add the condition.
You could handwrite the condition in.
Yeah, I'd like to,
Okay,
I mean, we could, but
either way.
I think I can add the,
Well, basically, if we want to accept this with the added condition.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we just
Well, what
use-
I'm saying is, I can do it, and then you don't have to come back in and sign it.
Right.
I'll just
Well, we
email
wouldn't
it
have
to
to
you.
sign it tonight anyway. We could still say that the write-up with that added condition, so it gives you that pre-approval to just go ahead and type it up.
Well, you wanted it, yeah, I guess it really doesn't
Right,
matter.
so-
It doesn't really matter.
Right,
Well,
it's
I'll-
being
I'll-
built this week.
Nah, there's no rush in this. Yeah, we can.
Do we want to just vote it tonight?
Vote it tonight with
Yeah,
that
vote it
condition,
tonight
I'll
with
clean
that
it up, and then
condition.
you can come in and sign it.
Yep. Because we got 90 days to sign it. Right?
Can we just make
Yeah.
the motion? then?
Sure, I'll make a-
You have to state the condition you're adding.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the special permit for 14 Keeney Pond Road, pursuant to the decision that's been drafted, with one addition, that the conditions will include screening similar to the screening that was presented at the hearing.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, last one, 160 Seekonk Street. Kennel, special permit, and a variance for the commercial kennel within the 500 feet setback.
Yeah.
That's the piece I was a little confused about, because she said she was only using that kennels for her own dogs. And she was using
So the kennels,
the
yes.
horse thing
The
for the
horse
other
thing
dogs.
is for the
Yeah.
other dogs, but they all still are within
Have
the
to be
500.
part of the commercial.
They all have to be part of the commercial. But it doesn't even matter if they're not, where the barn is within the 500 and the kennel's within the 500. So she doesn't really have an option for a different outbuilding to use for the other dogs.
But the kennel, the kennel that's labeled kennel, right, in the drawing?
Yes,
That's only for her dogs, right?
that's only for her dogs.
The dogs will be in the barn.
No,
which is
that was
further-
clear, yeah.
The riding
Yeah.
ring.
It would seem she only wants to do doggy daycare, she does not want to
She's
get
saying she
involved.
only does it like almost middle of the day. It's
yeah,
like
she
she
doesn't
brings them
have
in
a-
like, what?
She drives them around the
Right.
truck
Yeah.
for half the morning.
That's a part of her service, picking them up.
Yeah.
I think relative to the variance, that where she mentioned the barn, and she said the conditions of the soil there, she did talk about that.
Well, she has no,
Other place to put that,
she,
because
I
of the
mean,
soil, the ledge.
The soil and ledge is limiting her growth in outbuildings, if
Right.
you want to call it that. I think she could, if she moved up, because if I remember correctly, where her barn is, then she has a paddock outside the barn and up a little bit behind the house. But if she put something up there, that's a buildable spot, she's closer to the Stop River people.
Okay.
So I don't think she has a, and then her property drops off in the
Right.
back.
She has a large,
drastically.
11-acre lot.
11-acre lot, and I would say the back, probably 5 acres is a good drop.
So because of slope,
Yeah.
because of the topography and the soil conditions,
Yep.
the existing location is the best location.
Is realistically the
The
only
only-
location at this moment.
Yeah,
anyway,
okay.
Without major reconstruction of property
Right.
grades. And my daughters used to work with her on the horses way back in the day, and she's always had a lot of dogs. I didn't know they were dogs that were being watched after, or if they were her dogs, but she's always had a lot of dogs up there.
Yeah, some of the comments were a bit strange. Some of them said that you never heard any dogs, and then one of them said, "Oh, we hear this dog all the time." And has that all been resolved?
Well, yeah,
With the
because that
neighbors?
Came back full circle, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so the
It's sort of
neighbor's
not resolved,
dog,
right?
There's a neighbor's dog that is nonstop,
And that was triggered by the other ones.
and that was triggering
Yeah, that's
her
what I thought,
dogs.
yeah, I
Or
figured
vice
that's.
versa, or both, I don't know.
No, I think it was, to be honest with you, I think, because I know the neighbor,
Right.
I know which one we're talking of, and the dog's always,
Dogs are dogs.
If we vote favorably for the special permit, did you want to condition the number of dogs for now?
I would condition the number of dogs.
I would.
Yeah, I think
Just, you know, she has her own dogs too, so you might want to condition dogs that she hire,
Is that-
takes into.
Yeah,
Right.
the
The fact
business
that she doesn't
dogs.
go through
Yeah.
You know,
board,
it
that
seemed
count?
like the animal
No, the dogs
inspector
don't
wanted
count.
something
Her own
like
dogs.
15.
Her own dogs don't
Yeah,
count?
you might want to say
Don't count in
15
the
from
kennel.
15.
Because she was concerned about,
think she has
you know,
four
she
of
brought up the concern about the ventilation in wherever she's keeping them in
Well,
a number of
she's not
rows.
concerned with that. She just, if there's, once we give permission for a kennel, then she has to go out and do an inspection
Okay.
that determines
All right, yeah, that's right.
what the ventilation is.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah, she's still got to do that.
She still has to
So
do
she's
that.
got to get the license.
So the criteria to be in keeping with what we already have in town, they have a 64 dog allowance on 24 acres. She's got relatively half that acreage.
But she doesn't have a staff.
No.
No, but that doesn't mean she couldn't hire a staff somewhere in
To
the
have more
future
dogs,
and
right.
all that other stuff. I to be in keeping with what's in town, I would probably say, 20 to 25 dogs is her.
A starting point.
Her starting point. I wouldn't do 32 because I don't think she's exactly half. So do like 25 or something. And that's the max.
And
then if she ever goes beyond that, then she has to.
And that's only dogs for daycare.
Right.
Well, I don't
count her dogs.
No, and we don't count her dogs.
Right.
But
Right.
I don't think we can say that
Well,
it's
if
only
you
a
wanna-
doggy daycare versus an overnight. Because even that other one, I don't think there's any determination as to how many are overnighters and how many are doggy daycares. I don't think we want to get into that.
Usually the overnight is where the nuisance noise comes in.
That's
Well, in this
possibility.
case, we're basically going to tie this to her to begin with.
Right.
Correct.
We could tie this to, this is not for overnight boarding.
No, this is for daycare, doggy
We could tie it
daycare.
that could be our
We could.
condition.
That's what we need to say.
Just
yeah.
tie that,
Good point.
and Hillary had said.
25 dogs,
Well, Hillary
doggy
said
daycare.
Hillary said 15, though. So,
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
So maybe 20 as opposed to, I mean, she can come back and ask for more, but
yeah,
I think Hillary said 15 was a comfortable number, she said.
yeah.
And that's
Well,
probably, she's seen the
already
facilities.
She's already at 15.
Yeah, she's seen the
Or 13
facilities,
to
so, yeah.
15 already. So I'm sitting there going, give her some flexibility and give her 20.
Yeah.
I think
Well, I
20 is
agree, that's what I'm
fine.
saying, I'm agreeing with
Yeah.
20, but I'm saying, but I didn't want to go to 25 based on, we have Hillary's
Alright.
input.
Yeah.
The number 20 seems to be what she's.
Limited to no overnight.
Yep.
And no overnight condition,
No
that would be
overnight.
no overnight.
Right, it's a doggy daycare.
Yep.
The party that goes on this overnight.
Yeah.
So this decision draft is not,
Especially when you have.
Doesn't
That
make
makes
sense.
sense.
That's the whole thing.
Because
I
I
was
don't know what
concerned
to
with some of the
say.
comments
Yeah.
from the neighbors.
But we have to-
But I think
But you don't want
I
dog
think
kennels.
we're-
I used to
think
work
we're
dog
okay on the
kennels
variance of the
when I was in
three.
high school, so I know what the
400
troubles
feet, the setback
I am,
variance.
yeah.
Well, because the barn
Because-
is built based on the topology issue
Right.
to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's an existing condition. It's- it-
I'm comfortable with it.
I'm comfortable
Yeah,
with that
we're just
variance.
changing the use of the building
Yeah.
from the horse.
Which is not really, because she still has horses.
She does?
Yeah.
Oh.
She still has 5 boarders and 2 of her own, she said. The dogs are realistically in.
She must have people working for her then, with that amount?
No, not really.
That's a lot of shoveling.
Yeah, no, she may not do that. It might, the board might be just a rough board. They have to come in and do all their own.
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying, okay, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The running gun's the same way. They're
Yeah.
rough board.
Oh, yeah, that place is, yeah, I know where that one is,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
But she has a nicer barn, I believe. Her barn is nice.
Is the barn enclosed total?
Yes.
So that'll help mitigate noise.
And the stalls are in like the front part of the barn, and then it's a riding ring in the back, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she talked about the.
Yeah, she lets
It's
the
in that
dogs
barn.
loose.
It's in the barn, it's in the
same
barn.
barn.
Right.
She lets the dogs into there, yeah.
Yeah, and that's where the dogs are, I
Yeah.
think. isn't it?
I can tell you at least, know that there's ledge up there.
There's a lot of ledge up
Lot of
there.
ledge.
I mean,
That's why the barn was built there. That was the
Yeah.
best.
oh yeah, that was
Because
the
of conditions.
definitely the flattest and easier. So where it has the bold 160 Seekonk Street,
Yeah.
that's like a horse paddock. Or she's got an approximate
Oh, riding
location
ring
of
or
the
something?
riding ring.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That could be another place to put maybe a building, but where 160 Seekonk Street is written,
Yeah.
that's a drop, and it's all
Really?
ledge.
Okay.
That's crazy, it's a crazy drop. But then it goes back up again, and I don't know if where it goes back, there's like a little valley in between, and it's nice, it's a nice chunk of land, but it's not an easy build piece of land without a lot of
Yeah.
excavating and
Yeah, yeah.
moving the soils.
So because of
And/or
the soil
blasting.
conditions and the topography.
Oh, yeah, the soil conditions and topography are, she really doesn't have any place else to put the kennel to even get to that 500-foot setback. I don't believe.
So can we just move to have Rich, I have to make a motion, actually.
Yeah.
Let Rich do the write-up.
Right.
We can actually discuss approving the write-up as written.
Yep.
because we don't know what that's gonna look like,
No.
right? Because
Yeah.
he's got our inputs, but we wanna make sure he gets,
Do you want to vote? Do you want to wait?
I don't think we need to vote. Do we need to vote now?
No, really, you kind of deliberate enough to be able to put into the, you know,
Right, but actually,
you can vote it next time.
I do wanna vote next time when we have the write-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, put the,
That's how I
give
feel.
it to you for the next meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Yeah.
All in favor of that? Good.
Doesn't require a
Sounds
vote.
like-
Doesn't
sounds
require a
like the
vote.
board's in favor of it,
Deliberation
though.
continues until we have the write-up.
Yeah, but you'd say that, it sounds like the board's in favor of it.
It does sound like the board's in favor.
I'm just
of
trying
it.
to help the applicant, that's all.
Absolutely, if she's listening.
Okay.
Is that the last item for tonight?
That's
That's
it.
it,
I
right?
think
Yeah.
that was the last
Yeah,
deliberation.
that was the last that we had
Yep.
to.
So did we want to sign one or two of those decisions tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just sign one or two of them, and then make a motion to adjourn. if you like.
okay.
We adjourn the meeting before we sign, or?
To go
Yeah,
home,
we
go
can
skiing.
adjourn, we can adjourn before.
No,
To go home, get-
You wanna make a motion to adjourn?
I'm making a motion to adjourn the meeting,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
of
seconds?
December 20th,
December 20th.
2023, and that we
At
want everybody to have a...
9:17.
and wish everyone-
9:17.
We wish everyone a
You
very
mean
nice-
not 10:05?
Right.
And we wish everybody a very
Merry
Christmas
Christmas.
and a Happy New Year.
A mini
Second that.
holiday.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
We made it through the
We made it.
2000.